There we go. What up? Oh, wait, hold on. Get my mic in. What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? Hold on. Can y'all see me? Let me make sure y'all can see me. I look good today. I want to make sure y'all can see me in my full effect. All this. Take it all in. Yeah. I got dolled up today. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm running like slightly behind. How many people we got in? We got 14. 13. Whose lucky numbers? Frankie? 13's your lucky. 13's your lucky number. Okay. All right, we got 14 people up in here. Give me a sec. I'm like trying to I'm talking to y'all, but I'm like also putting my notes together because I gotta make sure that I only talk about this episode. Give me 1 second, y'all, and I'm gonna be ready to jump into everything. Oh, all right. You was born on August 13th. That's a wonderful day. My grandmother's birthday was October 13th. So I always notice that number as well. Who else we got up in here? Gothic chick. Oh, my day one. This day. She already know. Who else we got up in here? I saw Frankie. I see Vanessa Wicked. Thank you for coming through. I always appreciate you. We got Michael Lamont up in the house. Michael, thank you for coming through. Hey. Let's go. His name was Jasper. Oh, we're gonna talk about Jasper. We have to talk about Jasper. We got 33 people up in here. Oh, snap. It's building up quick. All right, let me finish my notes real quick. Because last thing I need to do is get confused. And I'm sorry, y'all. My day was just absolutely bananas. And if I'm a little jumpy, I'm sorry. I was just watching Smile for like the first time, and because I got a screening tomorrow for Smile 2, and I was like, it would probably be good if I saw the first one. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and watch Smile, and I'm like, ain't nothing funny about this movie. Ain't nothing funny about Smile. But I definitely want to talk about a few things in this episode. The kimono lady. We got to talk about the zombie kimono lady. Definitely got to talk about Ethan with his little creepy self opening doors again. Definitely got to talk about Jade and how great it is that he's sharing information. And I definitely want to talk about Victor and everything that he found in that suitcase that he buried. So we about to get into that. Nah, ain't nothing. Right? Like I came, it's a smiley, the smiley monster from would fit in with that movie. Like he had me messed up. He had me messed up for real. Who we got? I see. Yes. All right. Now, yes, Vanessa, you doing the work for me. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, y'all. We got like 50 people up in here. I really appreciate y'all coming through. Please. Y'all already know I'm not. You know what? I'm gonna do what I heard last time. You already know I'm not monetized. I'm doing everything I can out of the love of this show. When I'm not talking to you, I'm working on From. When I'm not working on From, I'm talking to you. So I definitely want to highlight that. Let me put my banner up here. So everybody already knows the best way to help support me. You can send me support through Cash App. You can send me support through Venmo. Wait. Love Smile. Hold on. D Danes, you love Smile? Look, I'm enjoying Smile myself. I'm getting there with this movie. This movie, like I could be a little. You know what? Let me not go off on a tangent. I know we like talking about other stuff too. Let me not go up in a tangent. Link the Cash App to the banner. I got the little thing. I think you guys see it right here. It's what do they call these? It's a banner. Scroll. Definitely can support me through Cash App, through Venmo. I also have a PayPal. I was gonna put a link. I was like, I'm doing a lot right now, and I don't like to like feel like I'm, like soliciting help or borderline begging. That's just the New York, the Bronx in me. I have a little bit of, but I always do love and support, appreciate the support from, oh my God, Vanessa. I love you. I love you, Vanessa. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right. I think I got most of my notes in order. E-Man's review. E-Man. You don't even have to do this. This is my brother. This is my friend. He's coming through. E-Man is hitting me up with another Cash App, $50. $50. You didn't have to do that, my guy. Thank you. This is not a competition. But thank you so much. I really appreciate this, man. This is the type of, this is honestly, this is what motivates me. It keeps me motivated. It makes me know that you guys are appreciating all the hard work and effort that I'm doing. Again, I'm not monetized right now, so I just do my absolute best to just, show love and appreciation to everyone in my work, bringing hopefully some entertainment in these videos. Yeah, Tabitha was in Twilight. That was a good one. I when I was about to interview Catalina, I looked up her body of work because I like to research the actors and just try to get an idea of any of the other stuff that they did to see if it might add to the conversation of the interview. And I found out that she was in Twilight. I don't know who she played in Twilight. I don't know if she was a sparkly man. I don't know. But I know she was in it. E-Man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. I love you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you for that Cash App, E-Man. All right. Now, just so you guys know, this week I've been you guys probably know on Saturday, Ash Ronald, MVP. We have an admin in the comments this week. We got a moderator. Ash Ronald is in here to help keep everybody in line, keep things straight, keep us going in the right direction, and make sure things are nice and cordial and polite in the comments. Ash Ronald, appreciate you, love you. Thank you for coming through. So as you guys may know, on Saturdays, I go live with my new family, my new crew, the new Blurred Order. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be inviting them onto these live streams to also talk about this show from. It helps add a dynamic into the conversation. And so I'm just not, talking about things from one way. We get more differing perspectives. It's not going to be quite like what we had last week. If you guys haven't seen last week lives with Yaz the model and Taryn and his theory with regard to the tarot cards and how that may relate to From, I highly recommend that you check that out. That was definitely some really cool conversation last week. But everybody, please, let's give a round of applause to our new guest, addition to this week's show, my man Bad Ty from the new Blurred Order.
What up? What's going on?
Hey, let's go. Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate it. He is a member of the Formally. Everybody treat him with love and respect. We're going to definitely go into this episode together and just talk about all the wild and sometimes gross stuff that happened in this episode. I'm sorry. Like I have to watch the episode to remember what happened in the episode, and I'm at that moment right now where she's like licking her fingers of blood and all right, let me turn that off. Let me turn that off. Give everybody my undivided attention. We have 99 people in here right now. Oh my goodness. Thank you all for coming through and checking out this live. If you can, please give this video a like. If you're not subscribed, I'm going to need you to go ahead and subscribe in order to participate in the comments. Thank you so much. Wait a minute. Frankie. Oh my gosh, Frankie. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for... Thank you, Frankie. Thank you so much for donating to be a Cash App. Look, I'm not going to disclose people amounts and I want people knowing your pockets, but thank you so much. I appreciate that. That really touches me. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you ain't have to do that, girl. But thank you. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so this episode of From was, yo, what did everybody think of this episode of From? Ty, what did you think about this episode? I know like you're watching it and you're seeing this in real time with everybody else. What did you think?
Man, oh man, what can you not say about about From? Man, this episode in particular, man. I mean, we first of all we knew we had to know that it was going there with Fatima. Excuse me, I want to make sure I pronounce her name right. But we had to know this was where it was going. I mean, you don't start eating the dead vegetables, and you know, I mean, like not in this town. In this town, you start eating dead vegetables. We thinking you done switch sides and you down with the monsters. So I mean, we had to know this was coming. I mean, the last episode before this one, you know, we had the unfinished tarot card reading. You know, Raven flies through the window, smashes and kills itself, all in the midst of asking what's up with the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know, when I saw her digging inside of I was like, okay, we're here. We know at this point, because you know, with From, you can make all the assertions you want. You're probably not right. Like, because it's like every time you feel like they're gonna let you know something always happens to where you don't get to find out what it was that you needed to find out. And I think that's the way the directors probably want it. The writers probably wanted to keep us guessing and making all of these wild assertions. But man, Randall, why is he still alive? Why? Listen, they could have taken Randall and left me my 10 chin. Like, don't take my 10 chin and keep Randall living. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't So I'm very upset right now at the writers for taking 10 chin. I don't know about everybody in the comment section, but that 10 chin was one of my favorites. And when they did her, how they did her, I was just like, I was screaming at the television. Number one, I don't know about you, but I was like, how could you do this to 10 chin? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's become, I think, the world's auntie, like, or grandmother. Like, she's that like that type of person. You know she's a nurturer. You know that she's all about the kids. And you know, when I saw them take her out like that, man, I was just ready to just end it all. And I don't mean my life. I just mean watching the series.
I know.
You know,
no, I get it. Like, she's invited to the cookout.
Oh man, this episode, like with everything that's transpiring, you could see the look on everybody's face when what's her name? What's Jim's wife's name?
I was about to call her Catalina.
Yeah, I know. Call her real name, Tabitha. When Tabitha pulled up, everybody's like, "Hold up, we thought she was dead. What are you doing? What's she doing here?" Like, everybody had that look, and even going a little deeper, what is my man who came in on the bus, the little black kid? Elgin. Who are these people that Elgin keeps seeing? Because Elgin's seeing a whole lot of different people. Now this he saw somebody in the kimono this time talking about help me. And it's just I'm thrown, man. So I mean, what do you think? What's going on? What are we watching?
So here's the thing. I gotta be careful, right? Because like I'm honest with my audience, right? I'm pretty honest with my audience as far as like how much I do know and how much I seen. So I do admit, like, hey, I've seen a couple episodes ahead. But I'm not that far ahead. So like I'll come clean, and I think I've seen up to, we're on episode 4. I'm like 2 episodes ahead. And I watched episode 6 at the behest of one of my peers, and I regretted it. I regretted it not because it was a bad episode or anything, but because I felt like I probably am losing the type of perspective that I want with my audience when we do these live streams, and then I really want more than I really want to. So Obi-Wan Kenobi, listen, I'm not on episode 8. I'm not on episode 8. I'm excited to go that far, but I'm not there yet. I really am having way more fun talking with you guys. Like, I won't say I'm having more fun. From is still outstanding, but I'm having so much fun talking to everybody on these live streams that I don't want to tarnish that. It really means that much to me, and I'm being sincere about that.
Yeah.
So like I saw a couple episodes ahead, and I thankfully it's like when you watch From, right, like, you know, things happen every episode, right? You're going to learn a little bit more than you knew when the episode started, but the pacing of the show, it's not like, you know, a monumental amount, right? Like, it's not like I'm at, you know, like when season 1 started and I'm like, oh snap, I saw the bus. That, you know, like, no, I'm not that far. It's not that earth shattering in that regard. The way they pace that out, they save all the big changes for later in the season. So thankfully, I'm at a point where I can still feel relatable.
So you think everybody's over here like, you know, he's holding out. He knows the secret. The secret sauce is in.
So I know some stuff. And one of my favorite things that I like to do is, some of y'all like this, some of y'all don't like this, but I got exclusive high-res images of the next episode that I'm going to share in this live. So that's one of the things that's definitely going to happen. That's going to happen towards the end. But again, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. No, no cap. Ant read the script on the final season. No. I am a legitimate. Delcenia, thank you. Thank you for coming. Yes, she knows the deal. Look, I am a legitimate film critic. You can find me on the Critics' Choice website. I'm listed. It has my picture. It's me, right? I'm also a member of the African American Film Critics Association. And as a result, you know, I do get access to television and films earlier than their public release, and I get to like prepare my opinion on them, so people can get an idea of what's good and what's not if you follow me. So just in case anybody's wondering, like, oh, why is he getting this? Why is he getting that? That's what happens when, you know, you actually are accredited. You get to watch these things a little bit earlier. Someone give Fatima. No, nobody give Fatima a straw. We don't need to see that. We don't need. Who said this? Petrichor, you must be new around here. I don't be seeing you around here like that, Petrichor. What are you talking about? Give Fatima a straw. Yo, who wants to see? Right? No. She needs to stop. She needs Jesus. Okay, she needs.
I don't think it's her. I mean, she's not even. Fatima is not even moving under her own diligence now. She's under the control of this baby. This baby has her spun. Like, she is like the way she's moved. Like, you know, she had to know this was wrong. Like, there's no way Fatima goes from being this person who welcomes the newbies in and gets them acclimated to this whole place, and now all of a sudden she has no sense of judgment, no sense of direction. She's just working by senses. It smells good. Like, you see everything. She's like, oh, it must be tasty, must be edible. Like, come on, yo. You know that's wrong, digging up in that girl like that. She ain't even 10 minutes dead. You already up in there digging up in her. Like, come on, meat. Man. Fresh meat, man. You know, this baby is gonna be hardcore raw. I already could tell this baby might be the Antichrist. Yo, this is wild.
Something I noticed was, like, you know, we know that she's not eating food, right? She smelled like steak or something. I think
and got sick.
Yeah, she had to leave the room immediately.
Yeah.
They did like a little low-key nudge in this hint in this episode as well, when she was standing in the kitchen and she was like about to sip some water, and Marielle was like, "Oh, you got color in your cheeks again." I got nauseous, but something I noticed was, like, she was like not drinking the water either. So it's like her body she can't do anything right now. And you're right, this baby got her doing way too much, like way too much. I can't rock with that. It is what it is. You wild for that one. Knife and fork. We said no straws, and you said knife and fork. I don't. Y'all ain't got no home training. Something wrong with y'all. Something wrong with y'all. But yeah, yo, this episode had a lot to discuss. So I'm gonna try to keep some sort of semblance of order to this. I'm gonna try to keep some semblance of order.
Okay.
Tabitha came back to Fromtown. And I know when I first saw her coming back to Fromtown, one of the first things that I thought was like, yo, what? I don't care what's going on. Fight back. Like, yo, how are you just going to sit here and let this man you just casually go for a drive back to Fromtown? Like, you're not going to say nothing. You're not going to, no, this is not a good. Why are you whispering? You on your way to hell in a handbasket and you bringing all these people with you. Like, all right. You didn't do much when you was roaming the streets of Camden because you thought, people was going to think you crazy. You don't want to get committed and put yourself in a situation where you can't help nobody. I get that. What I don't get is when she was in the ambulance. Well, I do get it. The writers was trying to say, she just been in a car accident. She needs to get her strength back up. But I just don't like that she didn't try harder. I just didn't like that she didn't try harder. What did you think about Tabitha coming back to Fromtown and like that whole scene where she's just like, oh, all right, yeah. Oh, you want to put me back in the ambulance? Okay.
Well, to her defense, she just got out of a car wreck. And also prior to that, still hadn't healed from the last fall out of a tower. So Tabitha's pretty fucked up right now. But she is very, very messed up right now. And so I think she's probably concussed from the so everything that the whispering and all of that, you're seeing a battered version of Tabitha who's trying to get home, but also trying to do it in a way that she doesn't get these people killed, but also doesn't seem like she's crazy. Because, I mean, like, what is she supposed to say? Yeah, let's pull up to this town, but don't get out because there's real life monsters that will kill you if you get out of here. Like, they're going to think she's crazy like they did and, handcuff her to the railing like they did. So it was tough for Tabitha in that moment because she doesn't have all of her faculties present because she's still kind of veering from all of these injuries of all of these different capacities. So I can't blame her. She did try to tell them. She did say, look, don't get out. You're gonna die. Like, I don't know how much more like she could have said if she like, don't get out, you're gonna die. Okay, that to me is pause. I don't know about you, but if this is an unfamiliar place for me, but you're familiar with it, and then you tell me don't get out, I'm gonna die. I might ask you a follow-up question. Like, so how am I gonna die? Why am I gonna die? Any of those things. There was a lot of pride and a lot of stuff going on with these ambulance drivers where they just felt like, yo, shut up, lady. You know what I mean? Like, and unfortunately, because they had that type of attitude, what she said was going to happen happened. And so, I mean, can you blame Tabitha? I don't know. I don't know.
So Kayla's like, I got it up now. Kayla right here, Kayla Deshay, thank you for this comment, right? She was way too nonchalant. She held her hand up to be handcuffed. She was like, oh, you want to handcuff? Okay. But I don't think that's a good idea. They're like, you know what? All right. You can't sit here and tell them the truth. You can't be like, all right, we're going to go to some place where monsters come out at night. All right, fine. Make something up. Be like, it's dangerous over there. There's a biker gang down the road. They have a stop point. I heard about it. Today's the day. They're going to, crazy stuff is going to happen. That's relatable and understandable if you keep going down this path. Just, I don't know. It's just like, I can't even honestly say for sure what I would have done in that situation. I just feel like what she did in that moment just wasn't satisfying. I get it for the writing, and I guess I'm okay with it in the long run. But, at that moment, I was really just projecting my wants onto Tabitha because there was, I really wanted to see that other bottle tree. Like, I really wanted Henry to take her to see the bottle tree.
That would have answered questions. And the writers were like, no, we're not ready to answer questions yet. And that's why I was like, every time we get to those points where we might learn something that could affect what we think, it's like, Nah, not yet. And that's kind of, as much as I love From, that is probably my only critique, my only negative critique is the pacing is cool, but I think we went over this Saturday, and I said, when it comes to, if somebody asks me about the show and like I'm gonna describe the show to them and tell them why they should watch it. I can tell you all the things that happen in the show, but I can't tell you exactly what is going on. Like, I still to this day, and I'm sure everybody in the comment section has their opinions on what is really where they're at, what's going on, and everything like that. But nobody really knows. Like, let's be honest, nobody really knows what's going on in From Town. We don't know what these monsters are. We don't know why they're there. We don't know why you keep seeing ghosts. You don't know why there's children that seem to be leading the mission on how to get out of From and how to navigate and all of that. We don't understand those things. I know one thing in this episode in particular, and I don't know if you caught it, and I don't know if anybody else caught it, but Thomas. Thomas had a conversation with little is his name Ben? Ethan. Little Ethan. He said to Ethan, your mom's in danger. She's in a ambulance. You need to help her. Then Jim gets on the phone and he says, leave my kids alone. And Thomas says, they're not your kids anymore. That to me is a huge kind of like little bombshell as to what's going on in From Town and why these kids are so important. I don't know exactly what that means as far as they're not yours anymore, but the fact that Thomas said that raises my spidey senses are starting to like tingle. I'm like, oh, we about to get some, you know what I mean? So this is just it's so tough to pinpoint. I know you know a little bit more than we do because you're a little bit further ahead, but
listen, I still have theories. Let's just say that.
All right.
So real quick, 185 people watching, 66 likes. Please, everybody, look. If you're here, you know you're about to be in for a good time. Go ahead and show us some love. Give us a like. It won't cost you nothing. I know everybody can't donate, but if you can at least give me a like, a subscribe, this will go a long way in helping us to get more opportunities in the future. You guys already know, you see sometimes what I do after the videos. You'll see that I have like those wonderful surprise interviews, and I never announce who's going to be in there, right? You're just going to see who's going to be here next time. I'm trying to level it up. Right. I know the interviews are great. I'm trying to level it up, y'all. Please help me out. The goal I was told was to reach somewhere like around 30,000. We hit like, I think we got 1,700 subscribers in the past 28 days. So if we can continue this momentum, I think we're going to actually hit our goal before the season ends. And that's, trust me. I'm aiming. I'm aim for the moon, settle for the sky. That's what my grandmother taught me, right? Aim high, aim real high. So I really appreciate you all coming through, showing us support. Please give this video a like. If you can't do anything else, please give this video a like. It'll go so far with helping us. Thank you all. But Thomas calling Ethan messed me up because like he said that whole thing about, they're not your kids anymore, right? And then we also know Randall and Julie is having a tough time, right? Randall and Julie is having a tough time. Oh, what happened? We can't stream the Twitter right now? Okay. I don't know how that happened, but I guess I'm sorry for people who were looking on X. I guess X is going through some issues right now. But we over here on Facebook, we're over here on YouTube, and I guess I'll start us up maybe on Instagram at some point, and this way we could keep the conversation going there. I'm gonna try to keep it going for the people on Twitter, but it looked like it conked out on y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Thomas, we know Julie and Randall are going through some stuff with I guess after their experience. What was wild to me was when the Thomas creature or whatever it is, like
gave him the keys.
Well, No, like Thomas, well, that too, that was one thing. But when Thomas stopped calling Jim dad, right? Because the first time we got the phone call, he was like, Dad, it's Thomas, blah, 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 blah. And then he spoke to Ethan. He's like, yo, mom's in trouble. She's in an ambulance. You got to help her. And then when Jim picked up the phone, he was like, all right, Jim. Like, like when your kids get older and they start testing boundaries, like, what the fuck? Like, I know when my son hit like 15, me and him had to scrap. Like we had to do it again. I had to remind him who's the man in the house. Like we had to scrap. So it reminded me of like that moment. Like this little mofo hit puberty. Like what are you doing right here? Like
yeah.
But Thomas shouldn't be that old. I don't think. Like he was younger than Ethan. So for him to be that developed to the point where he feels he sounds the way he sounds was a little crazy to me. So I'm excited to see if this is related to what we saw with Jim at the end of season 1 when he got that call on the radio, like your wife shouldn't be digging that hole, Jim. Like when it was like that. And if it kind of ties back into that with this conversation.
That's a good question because I think at one point they alluded when they had the conversation when Jim and Tabitha were talking. And because like initially when they came from town, I guess they were on the brink of divorce or separation.
Yeah.
And it was it had a lot to do with her blaming Jim for Thomas's death because I think he was talking to Boyd one day and said something to the regards of, I turned my head for 1 second and then he fell. So I thought Thomas was a baby.
He was.
And yeah, that's what I thought. And Thomas fell and died from falling or something like that. So to hear Thomas with a full-on voice and this was a baby when it died, it just kind of the timelines don't add up. But I mean, none of this shit adds up really. I mean, so it's like with Ethan, that Ethan, this is Ethan's kind of arc. Ethan, after losing tension, and remember, I think it was last episode where he's at the diner cleaning the diner. He goes there and cleans the diner, and he's like,
yeah,
I'm doing this because she would have liked it. This is what she liked. She liked the clean place. And then they were talking. He was talking with Boyd about his mom, and he was like, he was already accepting the fact that his mom was dead. He was like, yo, and Boyd was like, she's not. Maybe he was like, maybe you should accept it. Like I'm, Ethan is showing me at this point that all of this trauma has fast forwarded his youth. He's like the conversation he had with his sister where he's like, what if mom and dad don't come back? It'll just be us. We need to start looking out for each other more. I was like, what little 8-year-old is this? You know what I mean? Like, come on, really? You're at this point now. You're grown up. So Ethan is moving like a dude that has been through a lot, and he has been through a lot. And in From Town, you just can't remain a child for long and survive. So I think that's, unless you're Victor, of course, and then that's a whole different story, different ball game.
So yeah, that's man, that's so many different things I want to touch on in those few statements. Real quick, just want to remind everyone, I see 226 people up in here. I think we got up to 100 likes, 115. Look, everybody, that's still half. Look. You know what? Let me be quiet. Let me just be appreciative for what I got. God is blessing us right now. I'm gonna be appreciative for what I got. If you can give us another like, I would appreciate it. If not, keep watching, and we'll hopefully earn a reason for you to like this video. But Delsenia said, please don't forget to hit that like button, and slap that button like Boyd slapped Frank. Oh my gosh, yo, that was the best way to open this show when Boyd slapped Frank. Let me see real quick. What other comments we got up in here? I love interacting with the comments. I'm sorry, Ty. I'm sorry, Ty. I love
Hey,
interacting
no,
with
you
the
don't have to
comments.
apologize to me, man. I mean, I'm glad that everybody's here. I'm glad everybody's commenting and showing love, man. That's what it's all about, man.
Um, so people are confirming what you were saying, that the
Mhm.
that Thomas was young, he was a baby. Glue
Mhm.
Guns and Roses. Oh, thank you for coming through, Glue Guns and Roses. Listen, I appreciate you. I thank you. Look, you already know why I'm extra appreciative of you. Thank you. Thank you. You are correct. He would have been no more than 6 months to be young enough to die from a 3-foot fall and old enough to roll over on his own, probably closer to 4 months old. So yeah, Thomas was definitely a baby, an infant. Ain't no reason for him to be showing up like this and talking to smack. He's talking to Jim. Jim didn't deserve that. um, let me see what else. What else happened? My fault. I kind of lost my train of thought. Bacta and the bird. Oh my goodness. So what I'm curious what everybody thought about everything with the tarot cards, the bird, um, and then because like we didn't talk about it last week, I don't think. And then Bacta was sitting there standing next to Nikki, like I ain't picking up no dead bird. Like like I'm really curious what everybody think is going on with the tarot cards. Why we think Fatima wasn't able to have her reading read. Kayla's best. Thank you for coming through, Kayla. Listen, you know I'm gonna always stop the show to say what up to you. Thank you. I appreciate you. But I'm curious what everybody thinks of that tarot card situation. And what do y'all think is going on in the show? I know last week we had Taryn come through and he shared a whole lot of insight into a theory. I don't know if you saw it, Ty. So last week we had Taryn Matharu. He's like a really big Reddit from theorist.
Okay.
And he's also an author. He's from the UK. And it's cool because we have like a bona fide author watching the show and trying to reverse engineer everything that he thinks is going on. So he talked about how he thinks this is a game of tarot between I believe it was a witch and a Beelzebub demon, and they're trying to play a game, and they're trying to and all these people are caught in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
All throughout the series there have been little hints of tarot card imagery throughout the show. So
Mm-hmm.
like back in season 1, they had this moment when I keep wanting to call her Catalina now. Like when you interview them, it's hard to forget. Like I call Ricky. I don't call him Kenny no more.
All right.
Like when Tabitha, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you got a personal relationship now. I was like,
Almost right. It almost feels like it. Tabitha was going up the stairs of the lighthouse. She was having like a dream. She was like almost like imagining it. She was going up the stairs, and when she reached the top of the stairs, there's a we see Jim hanging upside down from like a rope, and then the commenters pointed out to me like, "Hey, no, that's a tarot card, right? That's called the Hangman."
hey,
Like,
man.
yeah, and if you're really into that, you'll know like there's also it also coincides with Jim being the only person who climbs trees, right?
Mm.
Like I was like, really? Let me think about that. And like when we've seen Jim climb a few things now, right? He climbed the tree to try to put the antenna on the tree back in season 1. I think he climbed the tree again in season 2 when messing with Randall with his drone. Like Jim be climbing trees, and I don't think we've seen anybody else climb a tree. Um, so I'm curious what everyone else thinks is going on with the tarot theory, or if you think tarot is actually happening at all. I have an overall theory, and I've been like biting my tongue with sharing it. I owe it to everybody. What do you think is going on in this show? You have any theories, Ty?
I mean, this, I think if we're talking tarot, which would, I guess, fall under supernatural. Um, a lot of the stuff that happens in From Town is of supernatural content. So it kind of, to me, leads me to that aspect, right? When Tilly was kind of, because remember the bird came through right when Fatima asked about her child. Because remember, if I remember, and anybody in the comments correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think she asked, "Is my baby gonna either be okay or is my baby evil?" Or something like that to that degree. And before Tilly could actually answer, because I think Tilly, because remember, Tilly made a big deal about blowing her off with the tarot card. She made a big deal about it. She was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't just knock this because you think I'm some, kooky old lady. This helped me through a tough time in my life, and I've over the years I've gotten really good at this. And so if you can't, it can't hurt to give it a try." And I think if it had gone through, then again, we would have had an answer to a question that we all have. And the writer was like, "No, I'm not gonna give it to you. I'm not gonna give it to you." And that's kind of where we're at. We're here still speculating because everything points to this baby not being normal. Like everything points to it. So here we are making these assertions like she's literally dipping her fingers in blood and now like licking blood. We've seen her eating dead vegetables, and now we've graduated to digging inside of a fresh corpse and the blood. So like it's tomato sauce or something. So I mean, everything you would think leads to this baby is probably either one of those things that comes out at night creatures and kills people, or something greater. And the fact that the bird came through right when it came through so that you won't know that, ooh, that makes me really wonder just how badass this baby is really is that's inside her. Because remember, Fatima wasn't even able to get pregnant. She wasn't supposed to even be able to get pregnant. So the fact that she's now pregnant with this demon spawn that loves, dead vegetables and human blood, kind of is like, ooh, what are they hiding from us? What do they not want us to know about this child?
Yeah, I agree with that. You pointed out before how like whenever something important is about to happen, it gets interrupted, right?
Yeah.
And that was one of those moments where it's like she's about to flip the card, we're about to get some information, and then bam, they stopped it dead in its tracks. This demon baby, some people don't want me to call it a demon baby, right? Because like some women started to educate me and let me know that during pregnancy, if they're like deficient in some vitamins or some of the requirements of the baby, they may start to crave interesting things. Like I think I heard people say they were eating chalk or they wanted to really eat chalk. Dirt was a common one. And it goes from there, right? It goes from there.
Okay. I'll take it word.
So like I'm not calling it. Copper Broom says it's still a demon baby. Stop it. We better now, okay? We better now. Right? We don't do that no more.
It's thinking like this is for sure.
Let it go. Let me see. I wanted to get to some more of these comments real quick. Yikes, I thought she was gonna pull out an organ. Thank God, no. Oh, real quick, Frankie, your husband is here. Cool 361. Cool. Thank you for coming through and showing support and love. You said you stopped your video editing for YouTube just to watch this. Listen, me too. Okay, like I'm editing my episode 5 right now. Well, first I was watching Smile, and I'm editing episode 5 right now. My deep dive. I'm trying my best to get it done before this weekend because New York Comic Con is this weekend. But thank you for coming through. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate Frankie. You guys are always welcome. You guys and girl are always welcome here. I appreciate you taking the time. I know what it means to take away from video editing. That ain't no joke. I do kind of want to warn you, and Ty, you're gonna get used to my chaotic cadence, but I do want to kind of warn the audience. I think I'm going to shorten this week's breakdown. Normally I try to keep it to 20 to 30 minutes. I think I'm going to try to shorten it down to 15, honestly, because I want to still give you the content that to cover, but I also am going to be at New York Comic Con this weekend. Yo, any one of y'all come out and y'all see me out there, don't forget to stop and say hi. I'm always going to be easy to find. You're going to see me with my movie blog hat on. You guys already know I always wear it like this. I'm walking around the convention. I'm going to have a big movie blog t-shirt on. I'm also going to be cosplaying this year, right? I don't want none of y'all making fun of me and my ideas. So I'm going to be cosplaying as 2 different characters this year. One, I think my son and I are going to do Miles Morales again. We did it last year. We did Miles Morales at different stages of life. Mm-hmm. And hold on, let me show y'all. Oh, that's okay. We did Miles Morales at different. Oh, that's the wrong one. No, here we go. At different stages of life, and we took some time to take a photo with Shameik Moore, the actor who plays Miles Morales in the Spider-Verse films. You'll see me. Guess which one I am. You see my 2 sons, and you see my beautiful wife on the side playing Jessica Drew. But yeah, definitely thinking about doing that again to celebrate Comic-Con. I'll still have my hat on, so you might be able to recognize me. And the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be Boyd. I got my fro. I got my little short fro. I got some dye to make my beard white. I had to shave my sideburns today because I had an event. I got my bell. Y'all already know it's going to be time to go to get back inside. I'm going to be slapping Frank. Any Frank I see is getting a slap. So if y'all see me at Comic-Con, please stop by, say hello, take a picture with me. Maybe I'll buy you some comics. Let's see how I feel. Let me see. My main takeaway from this episode, people are starting to share info with each other. So that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about this episode. You saw when Jade was in that cabin with Christy and Kenny. He was like, yeah, let me tell you guys a story. I was like, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Look, this has been a running issue for me throughout this series. These people come across events, they have things that are happening, and they just don't freaking talk to each other. Like Jim got a whole phone call from Thomas and didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. And it took Ethan. It took Ethan to be the one who was like, all right. Thomas said mom was coming in the back of the ambulance, Boyd. I know my daddy ain't tell you, but I'm going to tell you. I was like, yo. I'm so happy that Jade is finally bucking the trend and sharing information with people, because I feel like this is what's really going to progress the story even further. Who said I need that tan shirt and blazer and the belt? I got the belt. I think I got a tan shirt. I might have a tan. Look, Boyd actually wears more than a tan shirt. Like I went back and started looking at some of the outfits he be wearing. He wears more than a tan shirt. So I appreciate y'all for giving that one. I'm gonna try to make sure I'm easily identifiable to the Fromley, if anybody.
You just need a collared plaid shirt and oversized suit jacket. That's Boyd's favorite go-to. That oversized
the Steve Harvey blazer.
Yeah, hella big. With a tucked in collared shirt, of any, and some jeans. That's the Boyd look like every week. So sometimes you get the oversized blazer, sometimes you don't. But you keep a collared. He keeps a collared shirt on, and he keeps those jeans on. So it's not really hard.
It's a nice little easy costume. I'm gonna definitely take a picture when I try it on. I'll probably do the try on picture. I'll do that for the Patreon members. Yeah. Y'all deserve it. Y'all deserve it because y'all coming through. And then maybe over the weekend, when I'm actually out at the convention, I'll do some more pictures and post that on the community page.
I got a question for you, Anthony, if I could, and
absolutely,
we could also post it to the chat as well. What did you think about Donna's meltdown? Because Donna has been a pretty strong character throughout the first 3 seasons of From, and to finally see her show vulnerability, even though she only showed it to Boyd, and that is a key, that she only showed it to Boyd. She didn't break down in front of everybody. She kept that tough exterior in front of everybody else, but to Boyd, she let go and showed her vulnerability for the first time. Well, maybe not the first time, but uh really show it like in a way that she showed it in this episode. And I mean, what did you think about that, about Donna's kind of breakdown of all the things that have kind of happened?
So I'm going to talk more about Donna this season, but to answer your question, I felt like we've seen it coming. Like,
Mhm.
I know we see Donna as this strong figure, and she's always very boisterous, but she's also had moments where she was just straight up beginning to crack. She was beginning to break. Like, every season she has a moment. I remember back in season 1, Kenny wanted to get wood for something. I forget what he was going to get wood for. I think he was building something, or he was fixing something like a fence or something. And Donna was like so upset at the moment that she just straight up like just started marching down to the first floor colony house, grabbed the axe out of where Victor keeps his peaches, and started hacking away on the floor. Plenty of wood for everyone. And like, she just was like so irate. And then when Randall came in and he like he just slapped the hell, or he beat the hell out of one of the colony house residents. Again, she went and got a large axe, slammed it into the wall, and was like, get out. So like, I felt like the show was giving us hints that this was coming. Like, she's reaching her breaking point because she's having these explosive moments. So I wasn't really surprised when it happened, but I was still heartbroken to see it, because we do want her to be like that big, strong, almost like Big Mama character who keeps everybody in line, who's always strong, who never goes weak. So I was heartbroken to see it, but I did kind of feel like I kind of felt it coming.
Mm.
Um,
Do
Go
you
ahead.
feel like, do you also feel like Randall is going to, because Boyd left him, and
Mm-hmm.
we know that Randall survived for whatever reason, and that's a good, and like, more importantly, let's start there. Why did they leave Randall alive? Why is Randall still alive? That, because that to me says a lot, and I'm just wondering what your take is on why these monsters left him alive, because everybody else that they encounter and they're left alone with, they are ripped to shreds. Uh,
Yeah.
and he, for the most part, was intact. I mean, he had a piece of skin hanging off his face and a couple of deep scratches, but I mean, he had all his limbs.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I do have a theory about this. First, Antoine Lynch, thank you for coming through. I always appreciate it. Antoine, I forget where are you from, right? Like, if anybody who's new here, if you're new to this channel, you're new to this stream, I need you to tell me where you're from, because I need to just start talking about and identifying where everyone is from, respecting where everybody's from, and just more importantly, seeing if I've been there, because I've been able to travel to a few places in this world. I'm always trying to look for the next great place to visit. If you can always just let me know where you're from, I definitely appreciate it. But to answer your question as to why I think Randall was left alive, I think it has something to do with the cicada creatures, right? One of the things that we saw at the end of season 2, and I think we kind of took for granted, was the cicada monster thing, and how it like possessed Randall, Julie, and Marielle. And then when Boyd broke the music box, we were like, oh, he beat it. But then now we're like, but did he?
Yeah, they're still
Right?
on.
Like,
They're still
like
there.
if he's still seeing cicadas, and they even attacking him, so it almost felt like the cicadas were working with the monsters when they surrounded him. Like, those things popped up at the right time to get him down on the ground. it seems like that he's being groomed for something. That was my feeling. Like we're gonna, you know, mess you up, but we still have a purpose for you. And the fact that they wanted him, like they normally, like he said, they normally show up at night and one of them just messes with him for 10 minutes every night before they even go on their little merry way. They just mess with him. The fact that of course, they didn't kill him. The fact that they didn't kill Boyd, the fact that they didn't kill whoever else was in the ambulance. I know a popular thing right now is that maybe the monsters knew that Tabitha was on her way back in the ambulance. And then I have to counter that and say, well, if they knew, then why didn't they go get her? Right? Like, so I think that there is a bigger story at play with Tabitha, with Randall, with Jim, and with Boyd. I feel like these are like 4 main characters. For those unfamiliar, if this is your first time checking out this stream, this one of my favorite theories that I have for myself is that like everybody in this show, or at least not everybody, a lot of the people in this show have roles that they have to play. Like Boyd is like, it's kind of like when you play a RPG, you play some Final Fantasy. There's a hero, there's a healer, there's a person who crafts things, there's a person who's a magician, and you know, everybody plays a role. And I feel like if everybody were to play a role, Boyd would be the healer, Jade would be the resident genius, the book smart dude trying to solve everything. Christy, I said Boyd was the healer. No, Boyd is the hero. Excuse me. Christy is the healer. And Tabitha, I think, is the savior.
You think Tabitha's the savior?
Yeah, I do. I do think that she's the savior. I feel like as much as it frustrates me with her, the decisions that she makes, I feel like she's the one who's going to ultimately point them in the direction on how to solve this. We know that before her, and I also think that these roles are generational. Like there's rounds of this stuff happening. I think it happened to Victor years ago, and his mom was supposed to be the one to be the savior. And when she wasn't successful, Tabitha inherited the role, and now she's the current savior. So I think Randall was kept alive because he also has a role in this story, in this game, so to speak. I feel like he's definitely going to be one of those people who is either going to turn into one of the greatest heroes or one of the greatest villains. Because another thing that I noticed is that his character changed. Like before, he was just that asshole I hated. Like I just couldn't stand this dude. And also, he's a really good actor. He's one of those other actors that I think people's going to have a problem with because he's British. He's from the UK and he's taking an American role. Like when you hear him talk in real life, he's like, blimey. And I'm like, whoa, like what? Stop doing that. Talk like Randall. But I feel like he's going to have that that much of an impact to the story overall. Man, there's a lot of comments up in here. We got 298 people watching. Thank you. I really appreciate you. We're about to hit 300. Listen, there's like 300 people watching, 171 likes.
The math ain't math.
The
math. It's all good.
Thank you all for coming through. I appreciate you giving me your time overall. I know how valuable time is. I know how valuable everyone's time is. So I appreciate you doing it. If you can give us a like, thank you. If you can't, listen, I'm going to do my best to try to change your mind. Let me hop into some of these comments real quick. Let's see. Guys, why does Tony Teflon TV keep acting like he knows what's going on? I don't know. I can't comment on other YouTubers. I don't know. Let's see. Tabitha was trying, but damn, I needed more. You and me both, Miss T. I absolutely needed more. That cop is a terrible shot. How the hell she shoot old girl in the wind? She was scared. Yo, she was scared. She was running for her life. She was busting shots at everything. Like she was firing off the hip. Pew! Like it was bad. She was terrible. Let me see.
Listen. When I saw her doing that, I was like, "Yo, that is so realistic." Because if you or I came into this town, not not believing that any of these things could be possible, and then all of a sudden you see monsters and realize that they exist. Now everybody, and again, you don't know anyone in this town, so everybody could be one of those things for all you know. I mean, I wasn't even mad at her for shooting like she was. Like, you're supposed to do that in that. Like, that is if you don't do that, you wind up dead, because you're gonna wind up not shooting someone that you should have shot, and they're gonna wind up killing you. So I'm not mad at all. I mean, it sucks that Nikki had to die. It sucks, but I'm not blaming that lady cop at all. Like, there's a lot of stuff to blame cops for. That ain't one of them. Like, if you come into a situation like that where you just saw two dudes just get their neck ripped out, the other get their intestines ripped out from what looked like a regular person, and now you see them coming up to you and they're not regular. At this point, anybody who's just walking up on me at nighttime, I'm shooting everything. Like, and look, I'm sorry. We'll ask questions later. But we'll sort it all out later. But right then in that moment, nah, I wasn't mad at her at all. I was actually surprised at Boyd for how much aggression he showed in that moment, where I'm like, Boyd, come on now. Like this lady just saw what you're used to. She's not used to this. Like, you can't get that upset. I mean, yeah, be mad because you had this. Feels more personal. That felt more personal, right? That moment with Boyd, it felt extremely personal. Like, this is an experience he had with cops before, where, because the loudness that he got real loud. He was like, "Oh, you just out here shooting people, just shooting." I'm like, Boyd, I get it, bro. I get it. You had a problem. We all have had our issues at some point. I get it. But this ain't that. This is not that, Boyd. Yo, I was like, yo, you are super aggressive right now, man, and for no reason to this lady. Like, this is crazy.
So I'm gonna touch on that, but I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that because you touched on some really, really good stuff. Real quick, am I like? How do I look? Am I like jumping? Is my bandwidth messed up? Like, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you're a little blurry.
I'm a little blurry.
Yeah, it's a little distorted, and it's got like a slight lag.
Oh, all right. Dang. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me try to, because like I saw the icon come up and I'm like, ain't no way. I paid too much money for internet for this to be coming up. Hold on. Keep leaving. I hope it don't lose my starred stuff. Actually, let me not even leave. Let me just do this. All right. How about now? Oh, no, I'm still.
No, you more. Yeah. That might be even worse.
It might be even worse.
Hold up, man. Yeah, it's freezing. It's okay.
All right, hold on.
Okay, you're back.
So I got more than one internet.
I think you're back.
I'm back.
Every time I see you back, then you freeze. It's like, I don't know, man.
All right, let me try it. Hold on. What's my other one?
If you don't mind, I want to address some of these comments while they're coming in too.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I'm seeing a lot of good questions and a lot of good comments here.
Are you able to put the comments up or no?
Yeah, I can see them. I can see the comments. Yeah. Let me see. Let me go with the, because I was mad at her. All right. Let me see. Should have a guy in training not to panic and start. Ben said I was mad at her as she is a cop and should have the backbone and training not to panic and start firing a whole movement was started because of that. Laugh out loud. I get that, Ben. That is that in real life, you are absolutely correct. But when you see a monster that is not supposed to exist and is killing people, all that training goes out the window because you're trained for regular people. You're trained for people that exist. You're trained for all of the things that happen in the real world. You are not trained for the supernatural. I don't think anybody's trained for the supernatural. It's easy to say what we all think we should do in those moments until we're actually in that moment. And thank God we're not in those moments. But when you do get into that moment, man, listen, it's fight or flight, man. Like like it's it's like when the bullets start, if there's a shootout and bullets start flying, um, cops are trained to handle the situation and diffuse the situation. But if you have a team of people with like all of these like semi-automatic weapons and ARs and everything, and everybody's shooting at once, like even as a cop, I would think I'm not a cop, never been a cop, never wanted to be a cop, but I would assume that in those situations when all of these bullets are flying and everything like that, you're thinking about self-preservation. I mean, especially if you have a family. Like I know I would be in that situation. I'd be thinking about keeping myself alive. As much as it seems like it's the wrong thing to do, the right thing to do would be to protect Tabitha and all of that. She didn't know Tabitha. She just met Tabitha. So I'm gonna give up my life for this woman that I don't know, who I thought was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And now I'm realizing she's telling the truth. Yeah, if I could save her, I would. But if it means that I have to go through the monsters to save her, sorry. Sorry, Tabitha. If it's me or you, it's me. It's I'm sorry. But that's I think that's how most people are gonna react in that. I mean, anybody who doesn't, kudos to you for being a kind-hearted soul and being the best of us. But you'll probably wind up dead. All that great stuff that you will do in From Town. We've seen what kindness does. And my girl Tin Chin can attest to what kindness and thoughtfulness gets you in From Town. She did not have to help Boyd, did not have to go after that those animals and save those animals, but she did because that's what Tin Chin does, and we love her for it. But she's no longer here, and that's the lesson in From Town. You gotta protect your neck. You gotta do what you gotta do. You can't be, as much as it sounds good, it's hard to do so. Let's see.
Okay. Am I back now, or am I still terrible? You know what? Maybe look, comments, people watching. Let me know. How do I look? Is it me? Is it me? I want to jump into some of these things real quick, if I can. If you guys can hear me, I'm gonna go through your comments and see if it's me. If it's me, then I'm gonna do what I can to fix this. I wasn't on board with the mole theory, but if there is a mole for me, it's Tilly. Come on now, we need to stop this. Lead this lady, leave somebody's grandma alone, okay? In the drawing Ethan is looking at before the phone call, there's a figure in black. Ooh, I caught that too. There was a drawing of like 3 people and then like another figure off to the side. I might have a screenshot of it. If I do, I'm gonna bring it up. Episode 5, you get episodes early. I do.
You're right.
I think a blazer would look nice. Yo, y'all should have saw me today. I was looking damn good today. Yo, I should have took a picture of that. But I'm gonna look good as Boyd as well. I'm gonna do my best this weekend to represent the Fromily. Randall can't be touched. The holder of the spear had marked him. Carrie came through with something deep. I wasn't ready for something this deep this early. Okay. So there's a lot of theories as to what is going on with the people that got taken by the cicada creature last season. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And just like we have roles for the people who are trying to survive, I'm now starting to think that there are roles for the people who are trying to oppose them. Carrie, you might be on to something. I ain't gonna blow everything up, but I think you came through with something really good there. Let's see who else we got. Norman Hayes Jr. from Richmond, Virginia. Yo, I love Richmond. I love Richmond. You know what I love about Richmond? Richmond is like that in between of like the South and the North, where you get like people who like could fit in with New York, but they also know how to really cook. It's like I love that balance right there. I love Richmond, Virginia. Who else we got? We got Elizabeth Jaramillo from New Mexico. Thank you for coming through, Elizabeth. New Mexico. I haven't been to New Mexico yet. I've been to Arizona. I've been talking to my wife about wanting to go to New Mexico a couple times to see what the difference is. I appreciate you coming through. It's like it's early for you there, right? It's like 5 o'clock. Thank you. Thank you for coming through and watching the live stream. From the Bronx. Yo, way to Kodiak. Why you ain't never tell me you was from the Bronx? Why you ain't never tell me you was from the Bronx? What part of the Bronx you from? Is it the North? Are we talking Van Cortlandt? Or are we talking about the South Bronx? What part of the Bronx you from? Who else we got? We got Gumbo City Rel from New Orleans. You just had to come through with the New Orleans and shut everybody down when it comes to eating good food. Ain't no place in the world got better food than New Orleans, Louisiana, and I'll put money on that. Ain't no place in the world got better food than New Orleans or Nolans, like y'all said, Nolans. Frozen Whirlpool from Brooklyn. Yeah, stand up. What part of Brooklyn you in? I can't say specifically what part of Brooklyn I'm in. There's some crazy people out here. I'm in Brooklyn too, right? It's a big city. You don't know where I'm at. Am I in Red Hook? Am I in Williamsburg? Am I in Bushwick? You don't know, but I'm here too. Thank you so much for coming through. But what part of Brooklyn? I can tell you can tell me where you from. Right. Oh, Renheider. Coming here all the way from Iceland. We got a Viking in the building. We got Vikings up in here today.
Worldwide.
Yo, I hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope you're staying safe. I was in Iceland. When was it? Last September. And it is a beautiful, expensive as hell country. Expensive as hell country. I loved it, but y'all don't understand how money is supposed to work. I shouldn't have to give you all my money to eat, but y'all also have like you know how like I just said, New Orleans got the best food. Iceland has the best water. Like I didn't know how much I loved water until I went to Iceland. It was like one of the weirdest things to me when I would like go to a restaurant. I would sit down and nobody was drinking anything but either water or wine. Nobody wanted soda. They wanted water. And it was just like readily available. It was so good. We got someone else. Jose Racio. Jose, look, Florida. We got another Florida person up in here. I don't know where Destin, Florida is. Is that like by Tampa or Fort Lauderdale? Where's Destin, Florida? Ty, I know you know.
No, I don't know. I did live in Florida, but I don't know I'm not from Florida, but I did see somebody from Jersey in here. Shout out to Jersey. I'm from Newark. So I definitely always am going to shout out my Jersey folks, my hometown. Yeah. But Destin, no, I don't know exactly where it is. But shout out to Destin. I hope y'all didn't see too much water and destruction. I hope that y'all are safe and sound, and everybody in Florida is doing better than they were a few days ago. So shout out to y'all.
Amen to that. I hope everybody's got power. I hope y'all all got your air conditioning back. I hope y'all all got clean water and health, and you guys are doing better now. Thank you. Noir Angel, I'm new here. I'm from Oakland, California. Noir, you made the right decision. Okay?
Callie. Yeah.
You made the right decision. Look, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you. You could have been anywhere right now. It's a Monday night. For you, it's like 5 p.m. You could have been anywhere in the world right now, and you're giving us your time. Thank you so much for giving us your time and joining the Fromly to talk about our favorite show. I'm going to get through a few more people here. Glue Guns and Roses from Dallas, Texas. Big up Dallas, Texas. Y'all don't know how to fix people appropriate portions of food in Dallas, Texas. Like I walked out feeling like I was carrying Fatima's baby when I just ordered me. Right? I just wanted a plate for one.
Like, man, listen, you know the saying, everything is big in Texas. That's what they say. That's the saying in Texas. If I'm wrong, correct me. But that's what I hear the saying is in Texas. Everything is big in Texas. So yeah, hey man, you want a regular meal, then I guess go somewhere else.
Yeah, and then they were like, you need to take that home. Why? I was like, what? I needed to go tray. Carl away from Australia. Thank you. Wait, Australia.
Wow.
Okay, Google. What time is it in Australia? It is 9:18 a.m. You on your way to work or you at work? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Dedication.
Right? That's real dedication. Like, you know what? She just caught an episode of From or Origin. I don't know. It might be Origin in Australia. It's got a different name in other countries.
Man.
So thank you for coming through. We got Huntsville, Alabama. We got North Carolina. I ain't never been to Alabama. Is it okay for me to go to Alabama?
I mean, I guess it depends on who you're going to see and what you're going to do. I mean, you know, are you just pulling up to go watch a football game? You know, are you going to see, you know, family? What are you doing? Now, if you're just driving around, probably not.
Probably not.
Just okay to just be driving around. But I may be wrong.
Violent Ninja, Detroit. Same thing with Detroit. I can't just go there. Right? You got to have a purpose to go to Detroit. You got to have some friends. You got to know the code and lingo.
Oh,
and yo, never go to Detroit by yourself. That's one piece of advice I've been given. Dayton, Ohio. I don't have really good Chinese food, but I like Dayton, Ohio. I used to go there all the time for the Hamvention radio show. And it was a great place for me to get parts to build my computer. Let's see, eBlue NYC, New Jersey, but Randall was left alive to break Boyd. See, this was a clever one. Heather, you smart. You not only letting us know where you're from, you throwing in a theory up in there too. So now we got to stop and address it. Randall was left alive to break Boyd. That is a clever thought, because I'll talk about this more, but one of the biggest themes that we can take away from the first episode was, you said this place couldn't break you. And now we're seeing this place attack people in different ways. Jim is being haunted by his son. He's getting straight up punked by his son on the phone. We saw what happened to Randall. Kenny lost his mom, and we know how close Kenny is to Boyd. I'm gonna stop there. But it does feel like the monsters have evolved into attacking Boyd with psychological warfare. I do agree with that. Who else we got up in here? May Kent, Ohio. We got 284 people in here. Before I continue, let me make sure I remind everybody why I have my brother Ty here. Ty is a member of the New Blurred Order. We go live every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern to 12 p.m. Eastern, sharp. This will be that is a sharp show. It's not like this one going for 3 hours nonstop. We are prompt. We have our topics. We are organized, and we discuss a lot of the movie news, television things that we watch, and of course, we're going to be talking about From as a collective. It's a bunch of blurs. If you're not familiar with the term, it's Black nerd. Let me break it down for y'all. There's a bunch of blurs talking about the things that we love, and more than likely some of the things that you guys love. So I do recommend that if you have that time and opportunity, check us out. I go live on my channel at 10 a.m. I'm going live with them. But if you can't find it on mine, you can always find it on YouTube at New Blurred Order. So just wanted to shout that out real quick. May Kemp from Ohio, same thing with Dayton. I love it. Harlem, born and raised, now in Damascus, Maryland, suburb from town. You know, I don't blame you, right? Harlem to Maryland, a suburb in Maryland. You probably made the right. You know what you got that people in Harlem can say they don't have. They might have Red Rooster and stuff like that, but you've got a yard. You've got a yard. People from Harlem can't say that.
I'll go a little. Can I go a step further? You
Yeah.
got way too much swag for Damascus, Maryland. You done took all of that Harlem swag to Damascus, Maryland, and it's just too much with Damascus.
Now Frankie's a local celebrity. They be asking her like, "Yo, what train I take?" Lamar Brown from Bmore, Maryland. Yo, stay safe. Stay safe.
Nah, in Bmore they say stay dangerous. Stay dangerous.
Oh,
stay
okay,
dangerous.
okay. Oh,
stay
man,
dangerous.
listen.
I might know that. He from Bmore. He know that say stay dangerous. They don't say there's nothing safe about Bmore. Be the predator, not the prey. Like, yo. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
Oh man, Lamar, is he right? Is he telling the truth? Y'all be saying stay dangerous.
Yo, that's I'm telling you.
And Gabriella France Columbia. I done missed 161 comments. I'm gonna try to catch up. Let me try to catch up. Where are we now? Where are we at? So there's a lot. We got to get back to From. All right.
Yeah. We there's stuff we haven't talked like that whole Victor Sarah situation. Like I was like, yo, they got Victor on this passive aggressive shit with Sarah. It had me dying laughing. Like he was like, yo, this is scary for me, but you're the scariest person in town, so it shouldn't scare you. Like, yo, it's like this passive aggressive shit that he's on is killing me right now. I'm dying over there.
I'm loving everything with Victor this season because they keep giving him these oddball pairings, right? Like people we never seen him with before. First it was him and Jade, and they're sitting in a barn with like sheep, and now it's him and the person nobody wants to be around, Sarah, and they having a sleepover essentially, right? They having a sleepover. And I just find the whole thing hilarious. I think the whole thing is hilarious as well. I think that it is interesting, everything that happened in that moment in that basement, because for one, we kept going back to that night or that day. And I love that day because I feel like there's a lot more about that day. I'm sorry, I saw this comment. Victor was all like, but I didn't kill my sister.
Yeah. My parents died. My sister and my mom died, but I didn't kill him like you did your brother. I was like, what? Oh my God. Yo, like, man, like, no, man. But yo, kudos to Sarah for not like flipping. Sarah has been attacked from that day on by the entire town, and Sarah has kept her cool throughout this whole ordeal. She came through to Kenny's crib to bring Tension her dress, even though he's responsible for his dad's death. Like, yo, like she still pulled up to make sure she had the dress that she knew that Tension loved and used to wear. Sarah has been, since killing her brother, has been, kind of integral in kind of explaining and helping to get things explained a lot. And Sarah, I just applaud Sarah for being able to take this stuff that she's getting from Vic. And Victor, like you pointed it out, Victor to me is the best actor on this entire show. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like what Victor is doing with this role and playing this childlike individual is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's like, normally when you're playing a role like that, you can sometimes forget and maybe remember, like, forget that you're a child. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's been a moment within this show that you don't really believe that Victor has this childlike mind and still living like he's a 8-year-old little boy who was practically in the town by himself, because he was there for, like, people don't, like, I don't know if everybody like really understands that Victor was there by himself at one point. Like, he was there, just him and this ghost, like, or whatever that little boy is. It was just him for a little while. I don't know how long, but he was there by himself. Like, all the people were dead. As he's telling Sarah the story, I came out and everybody was dead. That's what he said. Everybody was dead. There were so many bodies in the street, I couldn't even bury them all. And the only person that I had to deal with was the boy in white. So you didn't even have a real person. You and this little ghost child or whatever he is were friends, or just companions for a time. And that says a lot about Victor, because Victor's got to be one hell of a little kid to be able to survive as long, for however long he had to survive until somebody else came.
So I loved that, because in that moment it gave us a little bit more detail that I think might have kind of flew over some people if they weren't paying close attention. Victor confirmed he was alone for a very long time since that day. Like, some people suspected like maybe like another group of people came and then they tied too, and Victor was just a lone survivor. No, it feels like Victor was alone until this group of people started to show up in From Town with Donna, Father Cotton. Like, he was alone that entire time. So I love that the show gave us that confirmation in that moment. And another thing that they just kind of threw out there that I don't think we talked about, but he talked about his sister. He was like, yeah, me and Eloise used to play in this house until she died. And you mentioned like how he said, I didn't kill her like you killed your brother. But that was the first time we've gotten any sort of confirmation that Eloise wasn't alive anymore. Now, I usually take it with a grain of salt when someone says, they're no longer alive in this show, unless I see it on camera, right? If it happened off camera, it didn't happen. But he did say that his mother, Miranda, was no longer alive. He said that at the end of season 2. He was like, I found her right here on the ground. She didn't make it in the tree. But that was the first time he actually said anything about Eloise not being alive. So
did he say he found her though, or is he under the assumption that she died because she went out there?
That's a good question.
Because that's the part that kind of I'm a little thrown with. Like, now you just said he found his mother. She didn't make it to the tree, but he didn't say he found his sister. He said she died because he could be assuming that because she went and followed his mother and he found his mother dead, that she also didn't make it. I have a very funny feeling that Eloise is somehow still alive, and we may encounter her at some point later in the series. Maybe not this season, but maybe next season. But I do have this strong feeling, because one of the things that continues to loom over my head is that statement that Thomas made. Thomas said, they are no longer your children. They are not your children anymore. So that has me believing that somehow this town does either keep the children, does something, because remember, that's who's telling excuse me, that's who's telling Tabitha, Jade, because remember, he saw 2 kids. Tabitha saw the little boy. Julie saw the little boy in white at one point. Ethan has seen the little boy. So that's, they're kids. A lot of these kids are helping them in some type of way. Some of them look scarier than others, so maybe you don't get the message, but it seems like the kids are playing a major role in what happens in From Town. So I don't know, man.
So here's something I've been wrestling with, and I'm gonna give this out to everybody, because like I almost want to turn it into a theory, but I don't like claiming it as a theory unless I've kind of poked all the holes I can at it to feel confident in it. But one of the things I've been wondering is, are the Yankui kids the former children of this town? Right? Like, kind of like we're saying, Eloise is gone. Is she one of the Yankui kids? And another thing is that when Victor opened the box, his suitcase or whatever that he had buried, there were children's toys in there. Did anybody see that? There was like little kids' toys in there. So we haven't seen who that kid was, but that is one of the first hints that there were other children around at that time.
Well, so he did say that too, though. Remember, he did say that too. Because remember when he was talking about Christopher, he said that Christopher used to make all the kids laugh. You remember? Yes. He did allude to that. So there were more than just him as far as children being in that town. Because according to Victor, the town wasn't always like that. So the town was an official town at one point. And then things started to change once Christopher saw the signs, and then he wasn't as nice to the kids anymore. And like Jasper, and which we have not talked about yet. We have still not mentioned Jasper and what his relevance is, because we have encountered Jasper a couple of times already throughout this series. But we never understood what the significance behind this doll was. And now we're starting to get some kind of insight on how he could potentially affect the storyline, because according to Victor, Jasper has the answers to why the town became the way it is, because that's the question that Victor is trying to answer. Victor is trying to get the answer to why the town became what it is now. So he's saying that Jasper has the answers. As soon as we get that information, boom, episode ends. We got to wait till next week. Well, some of us do. So
hold on 1 second. Sorry. Like, people don't care if I'm live streaming. That's how family do. We haven't talked about Jasper. So one, thank you for confirming that for me about what he said about there being other children. I actually did. I heard it, but I didn't think of it. That does make sense. I see Delceni, I see you in the comments saying, are we sure that, here we go. Let me pull it up. We didn't get a confirmation. He did say he found Miranda, his mother. So we didn't get a confirmation, but he did say that she died, right? Like, Victor doesn't say much, right? He don't talk a lot, but when he does say something, it's hard for me to dispute what he's saying if we don't have evidence to the contrary. So I'm just going off of what they're giving us right now. Right now, he's saying she's gone. He's saying she's gone. So it kind of feels like he's assuming because he just never saw her again. I see what you're saying, Kayla. But this is also kind of the way the show does storytelling. Like, they don't put everything on camera. Like, when they talked about whose car that was in the pool, right? Like, Boyd had that moment. He was like, whose car is this? I mean, I don't even remember. And then Christy had to be like, it was Shay and somebody else's. This felt like, to me, at that moment, they were also trying to be indicative that we're not going to get everything on camera, right? So for right now, I'm going to believe that she is gone, even though we didn't see it happen on camera, until we see something otherwise, because we didn't see Miranda either. So I can't sit here and think everybody who doesn't, that I don't actually see go, isn't dead. Like, I'm going to have to start to believe what the writers are leading me to believe, based off of their storytelling approach. Let me see what other things we got. I want to touch on a little more comments real quick. What did I miss from this broadcast? Please summarize. Oh my goodness. we talked about a lot. I could give you two pieces of advice. I could say, hey, we talked about this episode of From. We talked about New Blurred Order. And you also can have the opportunity to rewind, watch it at 1.5 times speed if you need to, until you're caught up to where we are right now. But it's definitely a good listen. I definitely recommend checking it out. And if you could tell me how to say your name phonetically, I'm sorry. I blame my American education. They don't teach me enough. If you could teach me how to phonetically say your name, I would definitely appreciate that. Definitely want to give you the appropriate respect and some love that you're giving me. Question: Skylar the Writer. Skylar the Writer. I like that name. Like, I see what you did there. That was cool. Are they brushing their teeth in Fromville? Do they get toilet paper? Do they have bath? I don't think they care.
You know what? You know what, Anthony? This, because I just saw this one. I just saw this comment. And it is a great point. And this is actually why I said what I said. Now I didn't go into it, but thank you. What is it? Stephanista Smith. She said, what if it was Eloise in the woods that they hear rustling outside those cabins, and who built those dolls outside? Because somebody did build that stuff in that area outside of the village. And it could very well be someone like an Eloise. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying that is a good theory. That is a very good theory, as because again, why show us the mom's body but not show us the daughter's body? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think we saw the mom's body though, did we?
Well, you said he said that he found her body.
Yeah, but we didn't see it. He said he found her, but we didn't see it.
That's what I mean. Okay, you found the mom's body, but you didn't find the sister's body. Now remember, he went from body to body.
Yeah.
He couldn't bury them all, but one of the things that the boy in white told him to do was take an item from each body. He did not get unless he hasn't gotten to that point of telling what he got from his sister, because he got frustrated and tore the fort down and I can't do this anymore, and so on and so forth. There could have been, you said you saw more items in the suitcase, so it is a possibility that he didn't get to that point yet. But he did mention finding his mom. He didn't mention finding his sister. He just said they're dead. So yeah. I'm not saying it's not a possibility they're both dead. I'm just saying it's a possibility that they're not both dead.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you. So
sure.
Here's my theory. My theory, honestly, is that it's just too painful for him to talk about. Right? He didn't talk about his mom passing until Tabitha walked with him and made him brave enough to talk about it outside the bottle tree. He didn't talk about Eloise dying until Sarah was with him and he had to confront that memory in the moment. But I think at some point we're going to find out more of what happened that day. I have a theory about what happened that day. I said it on like 2 lives ago, I think, or at least, it might have been 2 lives ago, where I think that we're only seeing small pieces of what happened that day. One cool observation, and I can't take full credit for it. E-Man from E-Man's Reviews and I constantly share theories about this show. And we noticed that when Victor was left by his mother, when you first see him, like, my guy is like, there's no dirt on his face. He's clean. And then when he comes out of the cellar the next morning, he's got dirt on his face. I think his elbow was bloody. Like, he been through some stuff. And I've been starting to get the theory that the crushed man that Jade saw was coming after Victor, and then the boulder crushed him, and Victor was able to escape for his life. That's my theory. I haven't seen that in the episode yet.
In regards to what? What was that? That was the theory in regards to Victor doing what exactly?
So when young Victor came out of the cellar when he was a little kid and he saw all the bodies everywhere, I have a theory that more stuff happened to him that night when he was in the cellar. Like, we saw him when his mom left him, his face was clean. But when he came out the cellar the next morning, he was filthy. He was covered in dirt, like he had been through some stuff. And I have a theory that the vision that Jade had when he first came to town and he saw like a man crushed by a boulder looking like a monster and screaming, I feel like that was some sort of creature that was chasing Victor, and Victor was able to escape with his life because the boulder crushed the monster. And I think it has something to do with the boy in white. I think the boy in white can take on a form where he could just take out monsters like nothing.
You think so?
I do. And I think that he doesn't exhibit this form a lot because he doesn't always have the strength to take it. But I think that he's able to transform into another form and really attack the monsters and bring the fight to them. I think that the reason this show keeps going back to that day is because it's going to continually reveal more details about what happened that day. And I think at some point we're going to see the bodies. We're going to see like, hey, this is what happened to his mom, and she's probably going to be laid out on the ground, gutted. And we're going to see something different with Eloise, and it's going to be a tragic sight. And that's why they're saving it.
Okay.
Are they brushing the toilet? Let me get this toilet paper comment down. Like, what else we got? Mel Lee, I'm from Harlem with a little yard. Melly, you are blessed. You just told on yourself. She got her a brownstone. Because only brownstones have yards in Harlem. She got her a brownstone. Nah, let me stop playing with Melly before she sues me. Michael Lamont, I'm in the UK. A yard is a garden. I have two. Okay. He's stunting on us a little bit. Okay. Yes. Maybe are you saying like that's what you refer to as your yard, or are you saying like you're really like farming? Like, are you have tomatoes out there? Like, what are you doing? I need to know details. Does everybody do that in the UK? Let me know. 5-star reaction said Sarah got 3 bodies on her record. Damn.
Yeah, she's the scariest person in town.
She got 3 people. She got her brother. She got Toby.
She got what you call his father.
Kenny's
father.
Yes, Kenny's dad and the nurse. That's 4 bodies.
The nurse, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah. But she also has saves. So she's got some saves too. She's now saved. For those 3 bodies, she saved 3 bodies. Hey, redemption. She saved little Ethan and Julie that night in the bush, and she saved Boyd by pushing him in the tree.
That's some real Thanos logic right there, right? Hey, everything's perfectly balanced.
Hey, she got the bodies back, man. Redemption.
Victor didn't bury the bodies. Who did? So I asked that question in my deep dive. That is a solid question. I'm curious what everybody thinks happened to the bodies, because Victor said he couldn't bury the bodies when he was a child and there were bodies scattered everywhere. I'm really curious what everybody thinks happened to the bodies.
I mean, they are in the wilderness, so I mean, it wouldn't be too much out of the the
cows ate them. Like what?
I mean, they got according to what we've seen, they got foxes, they got birds, they've got
ravens,
dogs, they've got dogs. So there are potentially some scavengers that could have, and plus bodies after a while decompose and for the most part turn to the dust. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if he's been there as long as we think he's been there.
Somebody said the boy in white is playing with my internet. Yeah, because I'm uncovering the clues, right? This is MGM Plus. Like, shut the fuck up.
Like, damn, you giving out too much.
Right? Like, we still writing, man. What else we got? Oh, yes. Thank you. Amin Al Shabani. This is my name. Thank you. I really appreciate you coming through. It's Arabic and it means the honest. Oh, I love that.
All right.
I love that. I love the United Arab Emirates. I was blessed and fortunate enough to visit Dubai and spend some time eating the amazing food. Yo, first off, shout out to y'all for not going in on pork. Two, shout out to y'all for having like just a wonderfully advanced, safe place. I think Dubai was probably one of the safest places I've ever been in my life. Like everybody got a sports card. They don't want my hoopties. They don't want my coins. They don't want my change. Like everybody's got like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or some crazy joint. I saw a video on YouTube because it might have been Instagram where this dude had like a Ferrari, right? He has a Ferrari, and what he does is like he has a business meeting. So he takes out his keys, his wallet, and like a piece of gold or something and puts it on the hood of his car. And then he goes inside his meeting for like 3-4 hours, come back, nothing is touched. I was like, try that shit in New York. Like that would never. Baltimore is like, I wish. Yo, oh my goodness. Shout out to you. I mean, thank you for coming through. And what time is it there? You're like, if I'm not mistaken, aren't you like 6 or 8? Okay, Google. What time is it in Libya? 12:49 a.m. That's real dedication and love. Thank you so much. Look, you know what? Since you're staying up late, let me know if you got any specific questions. I'm going to give you some attention today, Amin. You the MVP for today, just for coming through. And anybody from Australia, anybody who's at a different time zone, you on your way to work. You should be asleep. You got work tomorrow. I'm going to make sure that we're going to make this work, and you're going to feel like a superstar in the comments. Look, I'm going to even let Amin pick what image we show. Yeah, I know what that means. We're going to get to that in a little bit. How long have we been going live? 1:46? Okay. Let me try to see. The boy in white's playing with my internet. I saw that one. Delsania, Sarah had 4 people killed. Yeah, that's 4 bodies. She's technically a serial killer. Damn, it's only funny because it's true. She killed Jade Homie too. All right. I'm gonna come back to the comments. Say anything else from this episode that we want to really, really touch on. We had a couple things, right? We did we kind of talk about the night? We ain't talk about Marielle and her poor healing abilities. We didn't talk about the zombie lady. And we ain't talk about Jasper. You want to talk about Jasper?
Yeah, let's talk about Jasper before I have to get up out of here, man. Let's definitely talk about that.
So tell me your thoughts when what ran through your mind when you saw that scene, and it's Christopher and Victor and it's Jasper, and what ran through your mind when that happened?
Oh man. It just kind of reaffirmed my fears of ventriloquist dolls, and like I've always been scared of ventriloquist dolls out there. Like I'm sure a lot of people think they're funny and everything like that, but I'm not gonna say terrified of them, but I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? So when I saw Christopher, you know, with the doll and then the doll sitting on the couch and then talking by itself, I was like, oh, okay. We're doing the Annabelle. This is the Annabelle remix. You know, but listen, when I first saw the Jasper, when he first was messing with Jade and everything like that, I was like, oh, here we go. We got the ventriloquist doll. Then we found him again chilling down there with the night creatures in the cave. We find them down there just relaxing, chilling and relaxing down there. how did he get down there? Like, was this where that area was that Christopher was at? Is this the basement? Is this where they used to have these little sessions? Why is Jasper over there with the night creatures? And I mean, like, let's be clear, Jasper looks evil. There's nothing that in any way, shape, or form gives me the pause to think that he's a good guy or representing good in any way, shape, or form. So whatever information that they think that Jasper has, it can't be good. It just can't be good.
I agree. Jasper, they're showing us Jasper for a reason, right? We've seen Jasper show up since, what was the first time we saw Jasper? In like season 2? I think
Jade, when Jade was sleeping and looked over, and I think that was the first time we saw Jasper.
I think he was rolling up. He was
like
rolling in with joy.
He looked at when he was like, "What am I? What is this?"
Like, I didn't even start smoking yet. He didn't stop rolling up, but you know, I think that might have been the first time I remember seeing Jasper, and then we saw him again with Tabitha in the caves when she fell through the basement. I think I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I think I'm gonna shut up.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet.
Let us know about this possessed doll.
So I love one thing that is obvious. One, we saw Jasper when he appeared with this symbol in blood to Jade. So now we're starting to have pieces that connect. One of the things that Jade said was always an issue for him it was like trying to put together a puzzle, but you don't have a picture to reference, and you don't even have good pieces like corners or edges to help start it. Now we're starting to see things that connect. The symbol is somehow connected to the Nkui kids, because we saw the Nkui kids and Jade at the end of season 2. This Jasper is connected to the symbol. So now, because we saw Jade with Jasper, and now Jasper is also connected to the monsters because we saw Jasper in the caves. So now we have a common denominator.
Where, by the way, I don't mean to cut you off, but where, by the way, we also encountered those signs again, because those signs were in the cave.
Yes. No, this is all starting to connect. What is it making? I don't know. But we're starting to finally get things that connect, so that even with our theories, we can form them a little bit better now, because we know there's a common denominator between Jasper, the Nkui kids, and the symbol. If that's the case, then absolutely, Jasper's got the answers.
The answers to what, though? That's what I'm saying. Does he have the answers on how to continue to fuck the world up, or does he have the answers on, because they're looking for the answers on why all of this happened? And that's what I'm kind of concerned about, is this sign, or those signs that we are referring to, seem to have sparked the event, which is from town. Like, I know I've been reading the comments, and I know that there are theories that this town was always like this, and I would kind of oppose that theory, that it's always been like this. I feel as though there was a turning point, and that when that sign appeared, that was the turning point. When those signs, because these signs are the same signs that are plaguing Jade. They're following Jade, and now Jade is seeing some guy with a thing jabbed through his eye. He's seeing the kids. He's seeing the signs. He's got the book that had all the signs in it. Victor alluded to the fact that Jasper was actually friendly at one point, and Christopher was friendly and made everybody laugh. And he specifically said this, which I think points to a lot. He specifically said, once Christopher started seeing the signs,
Yep.
that's when things changed. That's when the turning point happened, once he started seeing those signs. So whatever those signs imply, whether they're a demonic symbol, whether it is a gateway, whether it is a whatever, something came into Jasper the doll and also affected Christopher, the person operating the doll, and to the point where now it's no more fun and games, it's no more laughter and fun. Now we're just dealing with evil and violence, because he said he was mean. He said Christopher became mean. Jasper was no longer fun to be around or play with. So, I mean, I'm starting to think it's starting to give me possessed doll vibes. Like the doll's been possessed, and you know, maybe that sign was the way that he got in. But I mean, how does the sign just appear? That's what I'm like. What like, where's this sign come from? Like, what is up with this sign and everything like that, man? It's a lot of questions, man, to answer.
Definitely. No, you hit a good point with how Jasper might be the reason why Christopher stopped being fun, because it makes you wonder, like, how long has Jasper been this way?
Exactly. According to Victor, you know, after he saw the signs, that's how long he's been. And if we had any type of timeline to let us know exactly how long Jasper was there, I mean, we know how old he was when he was there. We know that because the father, I think, alluded to that when he was having a conversation with Tabitha. I haven't seen him since I think he said his 8th birthday or something like that, I want to say. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think he said some he hasn't seen him in over 30 or over 40 years, something like that degree, right? Because Victor is probably in his 40s right now, right? You would think.
I can't tell. I
know.
I want to say he's in his 50s, but I don't know.
I mean, if he's in his 50s, that would make his dad somewhere in probably his 70s. And I mean, that guy possibly is 70. I don't know.
He's 70 in real life. He's like 70 something in real life.
Yeah, so that could be around the right age. But but again, we don't have a real timeline for that. But it's okay, Victor's 50. Okay.
Victor's 50. All right. And somebody said 73 for
the
actor. Okay. All right. Look, see? Look,
hey, there we go.
This is why I love our commenters. They come through with the answers.
Yeah, there it is.
Well, Ty, I don't want to hold you up longer than you can stay.
Yeah,
also,
man.
I'm not rushing you off, but
I just want to say I appreciate you having me on. Your comment section is awesome. Everybody in the comment section, thank you for allowing me to come and join in this conversation. I love From just like everybody else here, and I look forward to coming back sometime and chatting with y'all. I'm gonna leave y'all with this food for thought, right? And I hope this sparks a larger conversation within the comment section. Do we think that From is an acronym? And if it is an acronym, what do you think it stands for? That's it. That's what I got. That's what I got. So if you think it could be an acronym, what do you think it stands for? If it is an acronym.
That's a good one. Thank you for coming through, Ty, from the New Blurred Order. I'm gonna put that channel back in the chat for everybody. We are going live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. till 12 noon Eastern. If you're not able to watch it live, that's okay. You can definitely check us out on the replays. It'll be live here on the movie blog. It's also live on New Blurred Order. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and what's the other one? Discord? No, not Discord. Twitch. We're also live on Twitch. So thank you, Ty, for coming through. I always appreciate it. And the New Blurred Order crew. Please check us out on Saturdays.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy, man. Have a great rest of your show, brother.
Thank you.
All right, peace, y'all.
Oh, I should have asked him to tell us what he thought, right? I should have asked him to tell us what he thought before he left. My bad, y'all. My bad. So yeah, that was. I appreciate you all. I do see some more comments. I do want to address. I also want to go a little bit more into this episode, and of course, I want to give those of you who are interested. I know it's not everyone's favorite thing to do, but I did want to give those who are interested an opportunity at the very, very, very end of this stream to just maybe see an image from the next episode. Right. I know everybody likes to see what is going to happen next. So I definitely want to give everyone an opportunity at the very, very end to see what is going to happen in the next episode. I'm also going to try to fix my stream because I think my wife is just messing with my bandwidth right now, and it's not cool. Real quick, who else we have? We awake goes to the destroyer. Choose what form. I love any and all Ghostbusters references. I absolutely love any and all Ghostbusters references. It's actually like one of my favorite movies of all time. Does anyone know how long Victor was actually alone? The running most popular theory right now is that he was actually alone for around 40 years because he had to have been like 10, maybe 11, something around that age when that day happened that we keep getting flashbacks to, but it definitely feels like he was alone somewhere around 40 years. Raven 187 from Australia. Yeah, you definitely on the other side of the clock. I appreciate you coming through. I'm curious, Raven, in Australia, is this show called From or is it called Origin? Which name do they go by in Australia? I definitely am curious. Like, where do they delineate it? Right? Where's the boundary? Where do they mark the border as to when we can all refer to this as From and when we can refer to this as Origin? So, if you could let me know in the comments which title you have in your region, that would be a big help. What else we got here? Crazy Donut. At the moment, I'm in Cambodia. Cambodia? Okay, Google. What time is it in Cambodia? 6:04 a.m. Yo, what time did you watch the episode? That's what I want to know. I appreciate you coming through and showing support and blessing us with your presence on the channel, especially so early in your morning. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you for doing that. Let me see. Can you guys even hear me? All right. Yeah, all right. Y'all saying my internet's messed up. All right, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm back. It looks like I got all my bars again. Thank you all for your patience. I really appreciate it. Let's see how good this goes. It's a little so-so, right? It's a little so-so still. You know what? I'm gonna see what I could do real quick. One more thing. Thank you all for your patience. And look, I'm gonna reward y'all with a little something, right? Like today, I'm gonna do something I don't normally do. I'm gonna do a little bit of an unboxing. Sometimes I get these gifts from the film studios and stuff. I want to give these things away to the folks of y'all who are sticking around with me. If you see me in Comic-Con, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of gifts for people. The audio's okay, so y'all can hear me, but y'all just can't see me. Okay, thank you, Keo Marty. I don't understand what's going on. Only other thing I could do is there's one more thing I could do. One sec. Ah, this is a little embarrassing. MGM is definitely like, yo, Anthony, shut up. Shut up, Anthony. So let me connect to the other router. This is how you know I used to be like a IT person in my old life. If you got more than one router, if you one of them people who got more than one router in your house, shout out to all my IT people. Let me go ahead. Let me connect to the other router. Okay. Let me know if this is any better for y'all. Otherwise, maybe I will have to figure out another solution. Let me see what y'all got in the comments. Anybody, can y'all tell me if this is a little better? No, it don't seem like it's better. Let's do it. Oh, it's me. I don't know. Maybe they were doing construction outside my house today. I wonder if they jacked me up. That would not be good. It's still frozen, still freezing. Audio is good. All right. Do this then. Let's switch up our approach. Let me make myself a little bit smaller, and let's present something to help conserve the bandwidth. So we had episode. This is episode. What episode images I'm supposed to show y'all from? Episode 6. I'm just messing with y'all. I know episode 4. So let me put up one of these images here. I lost some people who are watching. That's okay though. Make myself a lot smaller. And at least you know you got something up on the screen. I don't know if this is what you wanted to see, but we got something up on the screen. So you can at least still hear me. So what were we talking about? We were talking about all the wild stuff that happened last night. At the moment, I'm in Cambodia. Do you think the puppet has important information? Yes. Yes, I do. I don't think they brought this puppet up for just because. And the fact that we've seen the Jasper reappear a couple times lets us know that he's important. Even when Tabitha was down in the caves, they zoomed in on Jasper. They zoomed in on Jasper to kind of let us know that he was important. So I absolutely think that Jasper is important, and we're going to get to more of that as the season progresses. Leave my Sarah alone. I love that. Listen, I will say this. Avery Conrad is a beautiful woman. She's a former model, the woman who plays Sarah in From. And I understand. All right. I understand. But she got 4 bodies on her. She has 4 bodies on her. We can't leave that alone. Where is the thank you button? Is it there, or has YouTube removed it? Look, I'm sorry. It's because of my own fault that YouTube has removed it for me. I don't have a thank you button. I don't have a super thanks. I don't have a super chat. I don't monetize anything. I don't get anything from my views. So, and I think I'm going to be eligible for monetization again sometime in November. So hopefully before the season ends, I'll be able to monetize a little bit. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all some of my honest thoughts about this. When I first found out that I wasn't gonna be monetized, the first thing I did was I got upset. I started calling friends. I started asking people like, "Hey, is there anything I can do? Is there somebody I could talk to? What do you guys think?" And then I got a little depressed. And then because it was like, yo, this is my Super Bowl. I work on this channel year round, and it is hard. It gets hard. It gets depressing. It gets lonely. It gets really, really hard. And From is like my Super Bowl. This is when everybody shows up. So I was really not in a good space for a little bit. But then I started to think about how you ever feel like you're trying to win a game and you already won? Like I started to really rationalize how much better I am in you, or how much I have versus how much I wanted. Maybe I'm not gonna earn whatever I would have earned on YouTube right now. That I'm now focusing my attention on, being closer with the community, helping make connections with the people in the comments, and also, taking my time to use my channel to help other YouTubers, because, when you start out on YouTube, it could be really lonely. It could be really depressing. It could be really sad when you're really trying to get numbers that you think you deserve. So I now take this opportunity to help bring attention to some of the other creators out there who probably deserve it too. So I may not be making any money, but that's okay. I'm feeling fulfilled. I'm feeling satisfied. I'm feeling appreciative. I'm feeling grateful for everything that you guys help bring to this channel. But if you really, really do feel motivated to show some sort of monetary appreciation, I do have a Cash App, marquee going across the screen. I accept donations via Venmo. There's a Patreon. You can sign up for our Patreon. It's patreon.com/themovieblog. And I also have PayPal. So if you're ever motivated to like give, and you don't have to, you know, I feel grateful for your time. I feel blessed. But if you feel motivated to, I try to give some options because I don't have that that thank you button. But thank you for asking, and thank you for wanting to know about what's going on there. So yeah, thank you for that. Tim McNeil, every time he says I'ma shut up. See, yo, one thing y'all need to stop doing is stop looking at my face when people are saying things, and stop reading me. Stay out of my mind. Yeah, when so Jasper provided a body sort of for the entity. So I think so. I think so. I think but here's my thing. I think there's more than one entity at play. I don't think it's just like one thing that is trapped in this space. I think there are multiple things trapped in this space, and I think we're going to get some answers into what those things are as we go throughout the show. So I'll leave it at that. Okay, crazy theory. When the entity touched Kenny's arms, it got excited because it wanted to know what it was like to have a solid form. I think it got excited because it was also at that point where it could take on a body. One of the things that I thought about a lot was in season 2, the entity was looking for people to be its host. It appeared in Kenny's dream, and then Kenny got burned by the boiling water, which his mom woke him up. His mom woke him up from the sleep. And I think that is what saved him in that moment. Elgin was also seeing the music box in his sleep, but then he got pulled into the tub, and that woke him up because he woke up, spitting up water. The people who didn't get woken up before it was too late were Marielle, because she was in the room alone. Julie, because she was sleeping, and Randall, because he got cornered in the woods. So I honestly think that yes, the creature did get excited that it was about to have a solid form, and I think that if those people didn't wake up when they saw the music box, they would have got it too. Man, I missed a few comments. The movie blog, have they messed with your internet speed? Nick Hewitt, it's going in and out, right? Like, I think it's okay right this second, but they're doing so my neighbors are doing some construction outside, so they might be messing with the internet speed. Let me see. I think I look okay now. I think I'm okay now. I think my Wi-Fi icon went away. I'm connected with, I have gig or 2 gig internet through fiber optic. Like, it's not supposed to be better than, it's not supposed to go. Oh, the audio was going too. Damn it. What'd you say? J Lux, Anthony, it's windy in New York City, which is causing internet interference. But I'm by a Verizon Pop. So I'm in Brooklyn. Like, the Verizon Pop is like not even a mile from my house. They're getting some complaints from me. But I'm gonna probably check my down detector in a little bit to see if it's me or if it's other people as well. That image was episode 4. Yeah, I was just putting it up because yeah, look, here it goes again. I was just putting it up because I wanted to kind of minimize me on the screen a little bit so that the internet didn't have to rely on too much bandwidth of animating me and drawing all of that. Let's see, who else we got? What else we got? Oh my goodness, I'm very, very, very behind. Everything good now, just a wee temp glitch over a few seconds. I think I'm going in and out, so I'm probably, unfortunately, not going to be able to go live. I don't want to put y'all through this, right? Like, I really want to talk to y'all and engage with y'all properly. So let me start to do some of the stuff that it's been windy in Jersey too, no issues. See, I don't know what's going on. What are my other options? I have one other option. I do. Let's see if this works. I haven't I've done this for other things, but I haven't done it for something like this. So let's see. All right, now we're going to plan C. You know I'm digging deep if I'm at plan C. All right, let's see. Does this work better? Or is this also going to be sus? No? Let's see. Let me put myself full screen. Let me know if this is better. If this doesn't work, then I'm gonna just go to full route, reset the router, reset everything, and see what happens. But I think this will be better. It's all good now. I'm clear now. I thank you. Look, I had to dig. It's giving me that. All right, let's see how this works out. We good. You still got a packed room. Thank you. It is what it is. Thank you. I appreciate the support because, like, I know the value of time, right? I know y'all could be doing anything. I know you could be doing anything with your Monday nights, and the fact that you're rocking with me, I really appreciate and love all of this. Like when I say I love it, like I don't use that word lightly. I do love it. But yeah, let's keep going. What else did I want to talk about? Where's my notes real quick? So did we talk about what the monsters are doing with Randall? Did we talk about? I think we talked about that. I think we talked about what the monsters are doing with Randall. Well, or do we want to talk about the kimono lady? We kind of talked about what the monsters want to do with Randall, kind of. All right, so Randall definitely feels more important than the average person in town. I see some of y'all chiming in. Randall's turning into a monster. Maybe like I don't really see any monsters that are like disfigured, right? Like, I mean, they change shape, so that's really hard to just really just pick out. But like the fact that they like cut his face and stuff makes me wonder if we've seen enough to really say he's turning into a monster yet. Oh yeah, Randall's just part of them playing with Boyd. Rashid Sobo, that's really where my mind is going because I feel like a lot more things are happening in this town as an indirect attack on Boyd. I really like that moment when Boyd was like about to get in the ambulance, and then that nurse monster showed up and was like, "Here they are. You can take them, but we get to keep Randall." Like that moment said a lot because she could have just threw the keys at him. They could have just left, like they could have did so much. But the fact that they went out of their way to make sure Boyd saw them and really hit him with the trolley problem, right? Like for those of you who really notice, this show has a habit of really introducing I don't want to say psychological dilemmas or theory or hypotheses, but they do touch on things that we learned in psychology classes in college. And the trolley problem is one of them. Now, for those who are a little bit unfamiliar with the trolley problem is like, you ever see like how in cartoons there's like a train and then there's a fork in the road and then you have that switch, that lever that can like send the train on one track or the other. The trolley problem is like that, in that you have one of those forks in the road and the train is coming, and on one side of the track you got one person in the tied up on the train track, they about to get hit, and on the other side of the tracks you got let me see, Boyd, Tabitha, you got three people tied up, laid down on the tracks, and you're the person who's by the switch, and you got to make a decision. Which way are you going to send the train? Are you going to do the one person who, whatever the case may be, is a good person or a bad person? Or are you going to let the train hit the three people? Either way, it's a psychological nightmare. And I love how this show introduced that into this series and really put Boyd in that situation where he is forced to make one of these ethical decisions where or moral decisions where no matter what you choose, you lose. Right, kind of like Donna said, it's like you're playing the game and the game is rigged, right? Like you're never going to win. So Rashid, I'm with you in that they were really trying to do that to mess with Boyd, and I love that they did. Like I haven't seen something like that since The Dark Knight, the Christopher Nolan movie. Y'all remember The Dark Knight? Yeah. Is there any Batman fans in here? I'm just y'all know I love comics, but I'm curious if there's any Batman fans in here. Like, they had that moment when they had the two boats, and on one boat there were just a bunch of criminals, whatever the case may be, inmates, and on the other boat they had like regular citizens, and the Joker put them in a situation where they each had a bomb on them, and each boat had this trigger to the other boat's bomb, and whoever pressed the bomb first gets to live. It's one of those dilemmas and those moments that I don't see translated into film enough, but when they do it, it can really lead to some great cinematic moments. So I love that they did that in this show, in this episode, and I agree that I think that this is going to be one of those moments to torture Boy. I'm sorry. Randall need a double tap. Oh my gosh, I know that reference. That's the zombie movie with Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson. Was it called Double Tap? Man. Was it a setup to get Randall? I don't know. Because I don't know how elaborate this plan went. It felt like that somebody, either the monsters or the entity that they work with or whatever, knew that Tabitha was coming back in the ambulance, and they knew well enough in advance that they decided to lay down in the ground and set a trap. Actually, no, because when you think about it, they didn't lay down in the ground when they first got to town. The first time they came to town, they drove straight through town and they went out the other side, and it looked like they circled back. And the next time they came, they saw the body in the ground. So I'm pretty sure they left the first time, and I don't know. I got to look back at that scene again. I don't know if it was definitely a trap for Randall, but I do think that they were, out to cause no good. Personally, I think they're trying to squeeze out all hope and joy from Boyd before they finally kill. I agree. I totally agree. So y'all might have seen my theory where I talk about how this place operates on hope points. And I think that Boyd is one of those figures who inspires hope in all of the residents of town. And that is what is powering the boy in white to be able to do the things that he's able to do, like send Tabitha back to the real world. I think is when the people start to lose hope, that it powers up a darker entity who's also trying to escape this town. So yeah, I do think that they are trying to mess with Boyd and get him to lose all hope. I want to know what he saw. What did he see that was worse than death? My guess is he saw what Martin went through, because Martin wanted to die so bad. Like he was like, nah, don't even try to take me back to town. Can you just use that gun? He's like, is that gun loaded? Like when Boyd came out of the hole in the ground, he's like, yo, is that loaded? Can you just, help me out? Like whatever was happening to Martin is worse than death. And it felt like it had something to do with something feeding on him. So yeah, that's I think Randall got the first hint of what that is like. And I can only imagine maybe Martin was in that room screaming too. But I'm still wondering if we're going to find Martin's real body somewhere, because when you remember those scenes in that chamber with Boyd at the end of season 2, when he was finally breaking the music box and he was seeing the visions of his wife, Abby, we saw Julie, Randall, and Marielle's bodies in that cavern, but we also know their bodies were somewhere else. So by logic, I can't help but think Martin's body has got to be somewhere else too, right? That maybe that wasn't his real body. But yeah, let's see what else we got. Randall was about to start explaining to Boyd what they do at night so Boyd can catch one. They stopped that. He was, and I think they had enough time to talk about it off camera, because I think that we had a moment where they were talking about it and then we cut away. And then, then we came back to them. So I want to say that he heard enough about their patterns that he could at least start to pick which one he might want to target. And I hope we get to see that happen. What do you say, Delsenia? Nope, the 3 have seen some things. We've yet to know all the things they've seen and heard and remembered. This is true. This is true. This is very true. It looked like a setup from the call to Ethan. I don't know if it was a setup, because here's the thing that I've been thinking about for a little bit. When the voices call, like when they call on the radio and they called and they were like, yo, Jim, your wife shouldn't be digging that hole. Wasn't that true? You know what I mean? Like, wasn't that true? Like, she really shouldn't have been digging that hole. There was nothing but problems in that cave underneath her. And then when the voice called and spoke with Ethan, he was like, yo, mom is in the ambulance and she's going to need help. Granted, it could have been an opportunity to get Ethan out into the night where they could attack him. That could have been part of the setup. But it was still true. And she did need help. So the show is leaving it open enough that we can question it and obviously lead to our initial assumptions. But it could also be a one of those moments where they reveal something later and be like, aha, that person actually was trying to help, So until we get further along, I'm trying to keep my mind open as to what the voices really are. Are they really evil beings? Tabitha shouldn't have been digging that hole. Let me see what else we got. Here we go about this man in yellow. So I'm not trying to avoid y'all who are talking about the man in yellow. I'm not. I just am still I'm still processing my thoughts on the man in yellow. So 2 things. Maybe the man in yellow shirt spirit is in Jasper. And 2, who threw that rock through the window that alerted Boyd to Jade laying on the floor? I can't see Jade throwing that rock. What rock? What are you talking about? Who threw the rock? Oh, you talking about when going loco Jade Herrera? So I could totally see Jade throwing a rock. My man was drunk on the floor trying to solve the problem. Yes, he would have. Yes, he would have. He threw his talisman right out the window. Yeah, he did. I believe that. What else we got? What let me see. Did we cover everything in this show that I wanted to touch on? The zombie kimono lady. We didn't talk about the zombie kimono lady. We didn't talk about how Marielle could have saved that girl who got shot. Some of y'all was saying like that's not Marielle's fault that girl couldn't that Nikki couldn't be saved. And I think it kind of is indicative of what her skill set is as a healer. I I don't think that she's as good of a healer as Christy, but I also think that she's not able to fulfill her potential while Christy is there. I think that there's an issue with two people having the same role in the same town at the same time. And we're going to touch on that more probably next week. Save one or save three. I think he made the right choice. Amy Cinnamon Sweets. First off, thank you for coming through. Always appreciate when I see you in the comments. Thank you so much. And I agree. I mean, it's a tough decision. It's a moral decision. He went with the numbers. He's a military trained man. I understand why he made that decision, and it made rational sense. So I agree with you. I think it was the right choice. It just sucked to be Randall that day. I think Boyd's going to be the last man standing for real. Rashid, I don't think this is Boyd's show. I don't think this is his story. You got to remember, who did we meet in the first episode first? Wasn't Boyd. Boyd was not the first character we met. Boyd showed up somewhere during the first episode, but he's definitely not the character that we follow around like that. And he's definitely not the character that we followed around during those initial episodes. Batman's my favorite superhero. Yeah, Jessica, oh, you got good taste. I don't know if you could tell. My man Miles here. I mess with Miles. Look, you can even see it. I got the Nas variant of Miles. Oh, if y'all let me see if I can show y'all this. I don't think y'all have ever seen this. Yeah. Just to let y'all know how much I mess with Miles. I rocks with Miles hard. Pause. I really like Batman. I got a bunch of Batman stuff, but I also really love Spider-Man. Spider-Man was my favorite superhero growing up. He saved my life. Personally, I wouldn't be here today if not for Spider-Man. But Batman came in a close second, so I respect that. Randall and Boyd next episode is going to be intense. Yeah. Zombieland. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I was messing up on that so hard earlier. Let me try to catch up on some of these comments though. I know I'm far behind again. I keep doing this. So Christy dies. I didn't say that. I ain't never say no. Why are you glue guns and roses? I thought we was you trying to get MGM down. I never said Christy dies. I did say I think there's a problem when two people are in the town at the same time that fulfill the same role. And Dulcini, I see you. Christy's a doctor. Marielle is a nurse. But I also feel like that a healer is a healer. I don't think people are very specific when it comes to, somebody who's medically trained better than the average person, especially not this town when it's choosing the people who come here. If you're in a messed up situation, right? Somebody gets shot, ain't nobody around but a gynecologist, right? Only person who's around is a gynecologist. I promise you, you're going to ask that gynecologist to give it a best effort. All right. That is the healer. That is the healer. I thought Colony House heals people quickly. No, this whole town gets healed quickly, especially Ellis. Like my man he fell off the second floor of Colony House and he got stabbed by Dale. It's not just Colony House. People definitely heal quickly on this show. The show is based on a hallucination from acid that they're probably still hallucinating. Motown investor. First off, Motown, are you really from Motown? Ooh, are you really from Motown? You got to let us know. Are you really from Motown? And are they still hallucinating? They better not be. Nah, they can't go the way of Lost, right? Like one of the biggest issues I think everybody had with Lost is that the lack of clarity as to what was going on. And one of the things that Harold Perrineau has promised fans is that he spoke to the producers. He saw how Lost went. He said he doesn't want to be a part of the project if it's going to go down that path. He said that they assured him it won't, so I believe him for now. Will Randall become a monster in your opinion? I think we're going to find out where monsters come from at some point. The Matthews family. Yes, they are the people that we're following. The Matthews family, like we saw, I think Frank and what happened to his daughter first to kind of set the tone for the series, but then we immediately started following the Matthews family. So if you want to know my opinion on who the main characters are and from, I think it's the Matthews family, 100%. We see Boyd first in ringing the bell. I still think that they were table setting. I think they were really table setting in that moment. Icon is my favorite hero. I love Icon. I love Icon. I love Static Shock. Yeah. I almost want to go on a tangent, but I will say that I hope in the DCU we get Static Shock. I'm not going to go on to that tangent. I talk about this kind of stuff with the new Blurred Order on Saturdays. I'm going to try to keep it from related for today, but thank you. Whoa, Skylar the writer. I know your son is like, I got the coolest dad ever. My sons are very proud. Both my kids are very proud. I have two boys. I might not look at like it, but I have a 21-year-old and I have a about to be 15-year-old. So they're both very proud. They're both very supportive. One of my sons, he goes to conventions for me. So like if you're ever at Toronto Fan Expo, things like that, he's always out there representing the movie blog, showing support for us, covering events. But yeah, that Spider-Man. My wife actually had that made for me as a birthday present. My birthday's coming up, y'all. My birthday is coming up. My birthday is gonna be. Oh shoot! My birthday is in like 6 days. Damn, man. Yeah, my birthday's coming up. So come celebrate my birthday with me. I'm going to be at New York Comic Con on Sunday. Tell me happy birthday. I really appreciate that. If anybody is in here is in New York, going to the New York Comic Con, make sure you say hello to me. Boyd rings the bell when the show starts in episode 1, but I get what you're saying. Who were we really introduced to? Yeah, that's what I mean. Thank you. I do think that we're following the Matthews. Miles painted your wall. Spider-Man, my favorite. It's actually a decal. It's actually a decal that my wife had custom made for me. So yeah, I love it. I love it. She actually has also made a movie blog hoodie for me, like Miles's hoodie. It's got a big thing of Miles on the back, and it's got a TMB logo on the front. So I might wear that at Comic-Con as well, depending on how the weather is. Anthony, the first character we saw in episode 1, season 1 was Boyd ringing the bell. Yeah, we did see him first, but I think that was table setting. I think we got really introduced to the Matthews family, and then we learned about Boyd through their lens, right? We actually learned about everything through their lens. We learned about Colony House. We learned about the choosing day. We learned about the talismans. Everything that we learned about we learned through them, and they were our eyes and ears into how this town worked. So yeah, I'm of the mindset that the Matthews are the main characters of this show. Ellis is a big nothing character. I can see why you say that. I think that he has a purpose and we haven't seen it yet. They've been hinting that he's very important ever since the beginning when we saw that painting on the wall with him and like Fatima naked and stuff like that. So they've been hinting for a very long time that we need to keep our eyes on Ellis. And he survived a lot, right? Like that's another thing. If we're thinking about people who are being kept alive, we can't talk about it without talking about Ellis, right? He absolutely has been kept alive for a while. If the ambulance EMTs didn't die, maybe other medical people in town would have would have chance dying. So maybe they would have saved that girl, I think is what you're saying. I don't think they was gonna make it. Personally, I think that it almost felt like they were targeted, if you really want to be honest, because like if the monsters wanted to take out Acosta, I think that they would have. We know that they can bust through walls, and one time we seen one of them jump, right? When Brick was laying down with the whole house on top of him. They can get you when they want to. What else we got? I'm very behind again. Or you guys are just typing fast. This is like mad comments in 2 minutes. All right. Yeah. Woohoo! Happy early birthday! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Frankie. I really appreciate you and your husband for coming through. Your husband is definitely the MVP. Quan Solar, October 19th. Yo, Libras, right? Libras, right? Let them know. Let them know how his Libras get down. Happy early birthday to you. Your birthday's in 5 sweet days. Saturday. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do my live stream this week because I'm gonna be at the New York Comic Con. But hey, Quan, if you're in town for New York, find me. I'm gonna be having a big old movie blog T-shirt. Y'all seen the one I wear in all the videos. It has this logo on it. I'm gonna be walking around with my T-shirt with this and a big QR code on the back. Find me. I'm gonna be there. Heather WP, happy birthday. Thank you so much. Amy Cinnamon Sweets, she'll be 16 in November. Congratulations. Listen, I feel your pain. I know you don't, I know. You don't have to talk about it. I know. Teenagers we in this together, okay? All right? We in this together. You got all the Frumley here supporting you. And if there's anything you need to get off your chest about this teenager, this is a safe place. Skylar, happy birthday, early birthday. Thank you, Skylar. Thank you. I really appreciate it. My birthday is the 25th, fellow Scorpio. Miss T, I am a Libra, ma'am, but I respect all my Scorpios. Oddly enough, my brother's birthday is the 22nd. So we're like 2 days apart and years and 2 days apart. I don't know. My mom had a specific time, but my brother's birthday is on the 22nd. He is a Scorpio. I'm a Libra, and I see the difference. All right, we are not the same, but we are all amazing in our own way. But yeah, that is amazing. I'm glad that all of you are also able to enjoy your birthday and we're able to celebrate this together. Maybe I'll be able to do something special. Let me see. Ellis got plot armor for real. I think the Matthews and Boyd are the main characters. I think Boyd is probably people's favorite character because he's the one who's inspiring hope. He's the one who's giving speeches. He's the one that is giving leadership vibes, right? He's giving main character energy. But yeah, I don't feel like he's the main character. My son-in-law is from Poughkeepsie. I like Poughkeepsie. I've been up to Poughkeepsie a couple times. I've been to Monticello. I've been to Rock Hill. They got a weird pizza shop there. I like that part of New York State. I like just leaving the city sometimes and just getting a different vibe. I hope you guys don't mind. Like I mentioned this earlier. I think I got my address off it. Netflix and other studios, they send me stuff. I don't even know what's in it. This joint is still sealed. I'm going to open it right now. We're going to open it together, and then I'm going to switch over to showing some images, and then I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to let you guys go. I know there's some other YouTubers who do From, and I want to make sure that they have an opportunity to get your attention as well. So I'm going to open up this box real quick. Let's see what gifts I've been bestowed, and if there's any worth giving away, if anybody wants them. What I'm going to do is Oh, dang, I just missed it. I had an Alien Romulus giveaway on the movieblog.com. So for those of you who don't know, I am an accredited critic. I go to film screenings all the time. That's why I get to see From early. Uh, some of you actually have seen me at screenings, which is kind of fun. But I also get these things where they give me like packages in the mail with memorabilia for the shows that they're promoting. I don't know what's in this one. Netflix, usually like on the outside of the box, it'll say the project it's for. It'll say something like, I don't know, Maestro or Nimona. This one just says Netflix. Ain't nothing on it. So I'm going to open this live with y'all right now. I'm going to try to keep it in frame. And I'm gonna see what's in it real quick, and then we're gonna switch over. If you guys don't mind, right? Like I know you guys came out here for From, and I just went off on a tangent on but this Netflix box. Quan, thank you. Happy birthday to you, Quan. But I'm gonna open this up real quick. You think my brother's a Libra also? I think the 22nd is the beginning of Scorpio, isn't it? Isn't that the first day of Scorpio? All right, let's see what we got. Ooh. Ooh, what do we have here? I have, how about I move the mic, right? Let me move this mic. Y'all can still hear me good. I have Hitman. What is this, the movie? Yes, it is. So I get a copy of Hitman, starring our man Glenn Powell. This is the kind of stuff they give critics. For those of y'all who didn't know I was a critic, y'all thought I was BSing. No, I get this stuff. But I'm going to share it with y'all. I definitely want to give this stuff away. So what I'm going to do is on the movie blog, I'll post a link to allow you all to enter to win. And then I'll just pick somebody maybe later this week. And somebody could give me shipping information. Look, if you don't want me shipping stuff to your house, I'm going to tell you what I do. I ship things to my job, right? You ship stuff to your job. And that's how you get stuff delivered to you. And you don't really want to give people, your home address or anything. So that's what I'm going to do. What else we got? His Three Daughters. What is this? His Three Daughters? I don't know this one. Who's in this? This is His Three Daughters, Zazel Jacobs. Who's starring in it? Carrie Coon, Natasha Lyonne, and Elizabeth Olsen. Oh, Elizabeth Olsen. Okay. I like that one. What else we got up in here? This is a thank you card for His Three Daughters from the director Zazel Jacobs. So sometimes we'll get these nice notes. They're like handwritten notes from the director, the cast, just thanking us for giving them an opportunity to watch their film. So that is really cool to have. Let's see what else we have in here real quick. I know, guys. I'm going to get back to the From stuff. The screenplay for Hitman. So this is an actual screenplay. I like the screenplays because like sometimes we watch movies and we don't really get all of the stuff. But this is like what the cast sees. This is like their script. So this is really cool. I like this. So this is a really fun one. What else we got? We got the screenplay for His Three Daughters as well. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Wait till y'all see this. Oh my gosh, yo. All my 80s babies, I need y'all for a moment. Look, millennials, Gen Zs. I know y'all here. I support y'all. I love y'all. But this is for my millennials right now. Y'all know what it is when y'all see a shirt like this. Y'all know what it is when you see a shirt like this. Tell me you wasn't in junior high school with a shirt like this with either DMX, Aaliyah, Nirvana, Limp Bizkit, Britney Spears, or the Backstreet Boys. You seen that shirt? One of these old 90s shirts? Yeah, he turned Glenn Powell into a one-man boy band. Oh my gosh, yo. Who wants this? Somebody wants this? Yo, let me scroll through the comments because I know I'm behind again. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. I almost don't want to give this one away, but I'm gonna give this one away. Look, I'm gonna for those of you who check out the community page, Patreons, y'all gonna get it first. Y'all gonna get more entries than other people. For people who want to subscribe to the Patreon, it's patreon.com/the movie blog. Look, you can subscribe for I took out all those wild subscriptions. It's like 3 plans now. It's $3, $7, and $15. So yeah. Um if you want to subscribe to the Patreon, you have an opportunity to do that there. And I am giving this stuff away. I'm going to watch these movies because I'm going to do it for my consideration for awards. But definitely going to want to share this stuff with all of you. Debbie, your husband is crew on movies. It's hard work but fun. He meets so many people from all over the world. He just recently worked on the upcoming vampire movie with Michael B. Jordan. Hey! Tell him I want to talk to Michael. Tell him I want to talk to Michael B. Jordan. I'll probably get a chance to talk to Michael B. Jordan in promotion of that project next year. But yeah, I'm Quan Sola said I'll take it. Glenn for my birthday seems right in my opinion. All right, listen, Quan. I'm gonna post this tomorrow. When you submit your entry, put your handle in there and I'll remember. But does this shirt smell like musty incense? Can I what? Nah. This smells like the 2020s. This don't smell like the 90s. Like I know what you're talking about. It tasted like that musty incense, like the ink they printed with. It don't smell like that. But yeah, vampire movie, you say. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan is doing a vampire movie with Ryan Coogler, the director of the Creed movies, the director of the Black Panther movies. They decided to do something a little bit more creator owned, and they're giving us a movie where it seems like vampires are attacking him and some other like there's a teaser trailer out there. So I have it on the movie blog. I'm not gonna play it now because I don't want to mess with YouTube's copyrights, but we could definitely get into that. And again, these are the type of things I go through with the new blurred order. It's probably some of the stuff I'm going to go through after From is over on the live stream, so that we can still have fun stuff to talk about as we await the next season. All right. Natasha Lyonne definitely deserves an award this time for her performance on Poker Face. I got to check it out because I'm going to start binging a bunch of stuff because I have to start voting in the awards. So I usually vote in the Critics' Choice and I vote in the AFCA. So Critics' Choice is probably the big one. So I'm going to be inundated with films and stuff that I want to give away. And I still have stuff from last year. It's like I have like a Maestro poster. I think it's signed from the cast. I still have another National Geographic box over here that I haven't even opened yet. So I'm gonna open that with you guys some other time. But are you guys ready to see some more images from the next episode, or are there any questions that you guys have? Oh, all right, here we go. Miss T, thank you for bringing it full circle. I did not see your email, Glue Guns and Roses. I did not see your email. I was looking for it. I deleted my email off of the comments because I didn't want it to get scraped. Some of you already have my email. You guys are pleasant enough to use it. And I don't mind. Honestly, don't mind. Like, I'm not one of those creators right now where I feel like, don't email me. Nah, I am not him. I actually enjoy hearing from all of you. Some of you hit me up in DMs on Instagram. Some of you hit me up on Twitter, Facebook. Patreons always get my attention first and my most thoughtful answers. But I always appreciate hearing from all of you. Oh, cool. I'm going to be able to do the secret level thing. All right. So this year at Comic-Con, I'm going to be able to do the Walking Dead press conference for Daryl Dixon and for Dead City. And I'm also going to be able to interview about that Amazon show, Secret Level. So I'm excited about that. So I'm just given some ideas on what I'm going to be doing. But let me see if I find your email real quick. Glue guns and roses. I didn't see it. I don't see it. Glue. You know what it is? I don't know what email to look for. Glue guns and roses. I gotta get your email. I get a lot of email. So what you said earlier, I thought the issue was solved. No. My issue is not solved. It is still showing when I go into YouTube Studio. I click on the earn button and it says your channel remains ineligible. I'll be eligible in November. But thank you for trying. Hey, thank you for trying. I didn't see the email. I'm gonna look for it again. If you can hint to me what are like some of the first 3 characters I should look at, to be a big help. But I haven't seen it yet. What'd you say? Title? Okay, what you said earlier, I thought the issue was solved. Title. Nah, I don't. Oh, it'll be my personal name. Okay. I will send another and put glue guns as the perfect. Thank you. That's what I'm going to look for. So if you could send me that one, I'll go from there. I know I owe you an answer on the zombie woman. So I didn't forget. I don't think she's bad, the kimono lady. So I know it's like, oh, she was trying to drown Elgin. I don't think she tried to drown Elgin. I think she saved Elgin. I think that she is someone who's been stuck in Fromtown for a very long time, and she saved Elgin. So we're going into my overall theory a little bit. And I don't even know if everyone is here who's been asking me for it, but I'm going to touch a little bit on my theory. So my theory has overlap with Turan's theory, which I really love, where he talked about the Beothukin and the witch. One of the things that we definitely have in common is that we think that this is a place that has existed for hundreds of years. I'm trying to like I want to say my whole theory, but it'll take longer than we have right now. But I will say that I think that she is someone who has been around since the Civil War. Same as the Civil War soldiers. And that reflects why she was Taryn. Sounds like Taryn. I keep saying Tehran, right? I think that reflects why she was dressed the way she was. And I don't know why he ain't correct me when he was on the show. Like I was calling the whole time. He didn't say anything. He's a good guy, but I really want to be respectful of the correct enunciation of his name. I think, but I'm there's the ADHD kicking in. I think that she has been around since the Civil War times. So one thing that we're seeing clues of is that like there's people who have been here since, I don't know, people were living in log cabins, and that there are also people who have been around since did my Wi-Fi switch? It better not have. I'm still on this right one. Yeah. There's also people who been around at different points in time. So I think the kimono lady is someone who's been around since the Civil War time. And there weren't very many Japanese people in the United States during the Civil War. I think they were mostly in like California or something. But I think that she is the remnant of someone who's around during that time. And if I had to guess, I think she is intrinsically tied to water, same as Elgin. As soon as Elgin came to Fromtown, the first thing out his mouth, "Where's the water? You guys have water? Was there a body of water nearby?" And then they took him to the Brundles. I think that she is not evil. I think that she is trying to help. I think she saved Elgin from the cicada creature at that point when he was dreaming and woke him up. Uh, let's see. You have ADHD, mate? We need to, Craig. Can I get your email, please, for professional reasons? You can here's how you can email me. Another way you can email me. You can have this one. It's writers at the movie blog. So that's a good one for me. That's like what I usually get for press stuff. But it also gets highly filtered for people. So and Delsenia, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Look, I understand. You are a woman of the people, love you. This whole community loves you. I just want to give a moment to give Delsenia her flowers, because like I didn't realize how many people she's impacted. Right? She goes from one, I've seen her in at least 3 or 4 different lives, and every time I see her, she's beloved, right? Like everybody notices her. So I just wanted to just give Delsenia some love and appreciation. Thank you, this community. Thank you for all the support I see you doing in the comments. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Look, if there's anything I can do to show my appreciation to you, let me know. Hit me up in my email. I'm happy to help. But yeah, I think that kind of touches on where I stand with the zombie kimono lady. I don't think she's evil. I think that she is another entity in this town that has her own agenda. I think that's going to be a problem. All right, Rodney Hargo. I know I got to show you guys an image. All right. Hey, what's with Jade moving a rod from the shrine statues? We didn't see anything about it in episode 4. You know how From does, right? They do something for a moment, and then they plant that seed, and then it's going to evolve further down the line. So I don't think that story is over. All right. So we talked about a suitcase. We talked about Randall. We talked about Marielle. We talked about Ethan opening doors again. Yo, he is the exact definition of a kid who needs the windows nailed shut. He needs the windows nailed shut, the door nailed shut. He needs to basically be straight jacketed when it's nighttime. Like the fact that he keeps open. Oh my. Randall wants to help. He gets beat up for his effort. What's going on with Randall and Julie? Is it happening to Marielle too? Back to ain't cleaning up no dead birds and gives Tilly crap for doing tarot readings. Victor said, Eloise, yeah, I think we covered all the stuff I wanted to talk about in this episode. And I was able to keep it to this episode and not sleep. Rodney Hargo, 12 a.m. in Ghana, West Africa. Love your analysis, man. Listen, I keep going off on these tangents. I want to come to Ghana. I started watching the HBO series Coming From America, right? Coming From America, where they follow these African-American families who migrate to Africa. And it's like a documentary series. It's not it's not fiction. Glue guns, you making me laugh. So I've been watching this series. It's made me very interested in Ghana, learning more about it. I was able to do one of those ancestry DNA that unfortunately a lot of us African Americans don't know where we're from. So I was able to do one and find out that I'm actually 30% Nigerian and 30% Bantu people. So and I think I have there too. When I come back to Africa, that's going to be one of the things that I do. I'm going to go to Ghana and Nigeria. Yes, Kayla, we still here. We still here. But real quick, let me go ahead. Let me start showing you guys some images. I know some of y'all don't like seeing the images from the next episode. So Debbie, I know. You're gonna. I know, Debbie. I know. But thank you, Rodney, for coming through and showing support. I'm trying to move things along. Jim needs to go to Pee Wee football. No, Jim needs to learn how to be a dad, right? That's more indicative that he made all look. The fact that he let this happen, he is not being a good dad. If he was a good dad, most kids, a lot of kids, when their dad says, you ever have those moments, you ever hear that expression, wait till your father gets home, right? Like dad is the one that everybody knows to be shooketh of, right? And the fact that he's just sitting here making funny faces when Jim cooks, answering the phone, it's Ethan telling dad's business. Yeah, oh well, when we got the phone call, this man don't respect him. And you didn't miss the pictures. It's lit. But yeah, so Ethan is a whole problem. Ethan is a whole problem. All right, let me just try to find. I'm not gonna go too wild with the spoilers because Debbie's gonna leave, right? Debbie's gonna leave, and it always breaks my heart, but I understand and I respect it. But I want to show you guys something that's oh shoot, I didn't even unzip them. Let me unzip them. Nothing too crazy to the point where it's like I'm competing with the show. Like that's the one thing I don't want to do is compete with the show. I think MGM has an issue with that when people are like YouTubers or creators are like sharing stuff. Like I've said this before, like some YouTubers, and I know they're doing it. They're like, oh, I have a theory. And it's because they're actually spoiling the show and trying to make themselves seem smarter. So I'm not doing that. I'm intentionally trying to not go too far ahead in my viewing because I want to do these breakdowns that I do and release them on Sunday. So as soon as you guys are done with the episode, you have something cool to watch. But I also enjoy the mystery. I really, really, really love these questions. And when you guys ask me something I don't know the answer to, I love sharing my theory. But let me see which is a good one. I can't show that one. I can show a couple of these. That would be a big one. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show 3 today, just 3. And for those of you who are gonna find the spoilers, somewhere there's a Redditor who's gonna post all these images. It's not hard to find. Or worse yet, it's probably gonna be the MGM Plus social media account. Yo, I have real legit beef with the MGM Plus social media account because they think they're promoting it. You could tell it's run by somebody who doesn't watch the show, so they don't know what not to post. Don't follow, like, I don't want to say don't follow MGM, but beware if you follow MGM on social media because they do straight up spoil it. Oh, do you want to know what's in Victor's suitcase? Here you go. Like, why? Anyway, real quick, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm curious how spoilery should I get with the images? Do y'all want like, nah, I need a big clue, or like, nah, like better yet, give me on a scale of 1 to 3, 3 being the most spoiler, 2 being in the medium, 1 being barely spoiler at all. I'm gonna take a poll. I'm gonna start starring them from now. Y'all don't know how to act. Y'all don't know how to act. I said 1 to 3, y'all. Yo, y'all don't know how to act. I can do it 2. Some people saying 7, 4, 1.7, 5, 2. Look, Debbie's gone, isn't she? Man, all right. 10. And you posted it twice. Nick. All right, let me see what we got. Man, y'all going quick. Glue Guns and Roses. Okay. Nalia, first off, thank you for coming through. Nalia, you new blurred order. Did I mention the new blurred order with y'all? I love the new blurred order, and you all should too. Kayla Deshace at 22. Glue Guns again with a 4. Nalia with a 3. Y'all really want spoilers. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give y'all, damn it, 5, 10. Can we just go 50%? This is the type of show you definitely don't want spoilers. I mean, it is. And with a 1, right? We're going to start off with a 1. Can we start off with a 1? Is that okay? All right, I'm going to start off with a 1, and then we're going to work our way up. I'm going to show 3 images. Are y'all ready? And for those of y'all who don't want to see the number 3, I understand. This is the time to. Some of y'all, we hate spoilers. Some of y'all, we love spoilers. I don't love ruining the entertainment out of the show. So, but I do love a good tease. So I'm gonna hit y'all with your first tease. Ready? This is out of 1. This is out of 1. Ready? All right. Kayla said, how much can a still image really spoil? Well, follow MGM on social media and you learn the hard way. We got a nice image of Elgin still not changing his clothes. Still not changing his clothes. And he got crazy eyes. Can we talk about how Elgin don't change? No, we want to talk about the crazy. All right. Nalia. Oh gosh. Maybe I'll do another. Oh, I can't do one on Saturday. I'm gonna be at Comic-Con. All right. My man's got to stick with those clothes. Nah, he bathes in those clothes. So when he wash, they wash. We wash together. He's like the people on Survivor. Anybody here watch Survivor? It's like they just go into the ocean and start rubbing sand on their body. That's soap. Calozane said, swatting at a giant fly. He's about to hit somebody hard. Yeah. About that life. Yes, glue guns. You it. See? Glue guns. He got to have pit stains. That's why he don't take off the sweater. That's why that sweater stays on 24/7. Medium rare. Oh my gosh. All right. That's mildewy. Oh my gosh. They all stink in my eyes. They wash up with plain water. Yo, I figured at this point somebody is making soap, right? Like you could make soap, right? At some point, somebody's got to be going into the forest and finding like some nuts and berries or something and making soap, right? Right? Oh, gothic chick. Yeah. You came at the. Yeah. That is odd since they were traveling on the bus. They all had stuff. Notice how everyone that ends up in the town is usually traveling somewhere that needs to bring some of their stuff. So Elgin said that he was on a way to see his grandmother, and he said how he visited her like every weekend. So I don't think he was on a long trip. I felt like he was on one of those buses that go long distances, but they stop. They have multiple stops, and I think he might have been one of those people that just got picked up because he wasn't going somewhere very far. Yeah, I remember he puked on Randall. Like he had aim. He went bleh. He didn't go down. He didn't tilt his head down. He went forward. He knew what he was doing. Ghosts can't change their clothes. He's not. My man took a bath. He took a bath. Elgin took a bath, right? And he almost drowned. I don't know. Speak softly, carry a big stick, but make sure you're ready to battle, unlike J. Cole. What else? Like, it don't even look cold there. Why he got so many legs? Well, it's cold now. It's cold now. It wasn't cold before, but now it's cold. So we know it's like, so he's definitely dressed appropriately. And I don't think they touched on it, but do they have heat? They have gas. The stoves work, but do they have heat? Maybe. I don't know. Do the people in Firm Town wash their clothes? Same way they wash their dishes, with water. They wash this, so they have to have. So we think they do. Maybe. Elgin's about to hit Fatima because he found her drinking blood. That would be the boy in white ain't got a stain on him. Nah, my man clean. Diddy party sharp. Diddy party sharp. Like, he got the all white fit with the shorts, looking like a young DiCaprio, ready to pose for the picture. Oh man, he at least had a spend the night bag. We don't know what was in that bag, because one thing I do know is that my man be knitting, right? He be sitting there like making blankets and stuff. So I think he was on his way to see his grandmother to go make a blanket. I think that was what he had in his bag, honestly. I'm falling behind. No, I'm not too far behind. He was on a weekend trip, I think. They all had suitcase. I think he was on a weekend trip. People had different bags of different sizes. Tilly was on her way to a casino. What happens if you climb over the tree? I didn't know. And for those of y'all who don't know why I was so mad at I keep Tabitha during my breakdown, is because I really wanted to see what was on the other side of the tree. I was hoping, like, because this is her second time going through it, she would be like, well, let me try something different. So I projected that onto her, and it wasn't fair, but these people probably have some crusties. Not just cold. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up. Look, I didn't mean to bring it up. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave Cole alone, like he hopes everyone else does for him. There's definitely a reason he doesn't change his clothes in the rest too. Let's not forget, my man's got a dang raven on his shirt, right? Got a dang raven on his shirt. The nasty thing to me was Fatima puking and having her face close to where everyone put their butts. I would have just puked in a bucket. So, and this isn't me pausing for spoilers. This is me pausing for, like, am I going to tell this story? Let's just say I've gotten uncomfortably close after heavy drinking when I was in my 20s. Like, I was just like, right? I probably shouldn't have been as close as I was. But, you know, her being going through morning sickness, I can understand if she was in her right. She could think clearer than I could. Let me see. Don't forget, Victor said not to trust Elgin in the storage. I don't think he said not to trust Elgin. I think he said he just doesn't trust him. But Victor's weird about a lot of new people, especially if it's a new person he feels threatened by. So one thing that I've noticed, and nobody really supports my theory, is that I feel like Julie has had a crush on Elgin since she met him. Like, when she came out on the porch, and it's in my deep dives, like when Elgin first arrived, she wanted to be his proxy, and she was like, I'll show you around town. And she was absolutely giving my man googly eyes. They're like, hey, what's your name? Are you new here? So, and I have a feeling that Victor has a crush on Julie. Like, I think he's in that mindset of Arrested Development where he had a crush on her. That's why he was like drawing her in her sleep and offering her some of his peaches. Like he was like, can I be your, you ever see that girl you like in grade school and you just offer her your, like, hey, do you like Transformers? Do you want a Transformers toy? Hey, like that's what I think was going on with Victor, and I think he could sense that he had competition. Um, I think I owe you guys another picture, right? You have a next one? Is this an American thing? Not puking in toilets? I'm so confused. I wouldn't want to puke anywhere else. Yeah, I go to the toilet. I don't like puking my tub. Like, nah. You want to know something that's nasty Americans do? Some nasty Americans pee in the shower. Not me. All right, let's see. Y'all ready for the next image? All right, let me find another image for us. Something that's not too crazy. I want to give y'all a good one, but something that's not too crazy. Good one. Wait, is this a good one? Hold on, let me think for a second. What happened in this episode? I'm gonna think about this. This one might be the 10. This might be the one I save for last. That one might be the one I save for last. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna give you this one instead because this is I don't think people are gonna expect it, but I don't think this one is gonna. Can we get a Kenny picture? Do I have a Kenny picture? I'm gonna give you something just as good. Oh, let me close before I accidentally click that one. The share screen, window. Y'all ready? Terentia Flavius, you are focused on level 2. I can't say hi to Terentia. Oh man. It is what it is. The sharing it. Look, we are way over time, right? My wife is like, dinner's ready. But we have fun here. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I love about this particular live compared to like other lives that I see. I thought about doing a call-in. I opened it up for the Patreons. The Patreon said they didn't want it. They said they didn't want to call. I was really shocked by that. But I was inspired by Tony for doing a call-in, and I was gonna do it, but the Patreon said no, so I'm not gonna do a call-in. But so instead, I'm doing these moments like this. I'm pausing for dramatic effect. The Victor and Julie theory is more creepy than the rest of the show. Yeah, tell me it ain't a valid theory, though. Tell me that's not a valid theory. My man was drawing her in his sleep, and he offered her his peaches. He don't offer nobody his peaches. He offered it to her. You remember when he went to give Eve the winter coat, and Julie answered the door, and she was like, "Oh yeah, he's upstairs. Come on in." And he was like, "No, I'll wait here." Like he was acting like a little kid who has a crush on a girl, and he don't know how to behave because his dad never taught him how. So I honestly fully believe that Victor does have a crush on Julie, even though he doesn't understand the like. He's just not there to really see why it's not cool. All right, let's see. Oh, they found out. What you think they found out? Rodney, you get what you think they found out? Ellis is why y'all don't, what why are we hating on Ellis? Ellis is just, doing his best. Look, Ellis has different priorities right now. First off, Ellis broke his arm, he got stabbed, and he's got a pregnant wife. Like he's in his own world, right? He's got so many other things that he's trying to address right now. Unresolved issues. Unresolved issues. That's it. I said I'm going to do them in engines, right? Number one was the low spoiler. We got Elgin. This one's this is the medium. Okay? This is the medium. We've seen them argue mad times. We also seen them make up, and we haven't seen them argue in a while. That's all I'm gonna say. I just caught my wife eating a dead lady. Yo. I think Victor associates himself with Ethan and Julie with Eloise more like a sister. I disagree. I'm gonna respectfully disagree. And you know what? When I was younger, I found out like older, like way after, like when I was in college, maybe a little after college, I would like go on Facebook and I would see some of the girls that was on my class and they would hit me up and they would be like, we had a major crush on you. And I was like, you did? And I would be mad because they didn't tell me at the time, but it is clearer to me that sometimes, because it happened to me, we don't know when people are attracted to us. So when I see it in Victor and he's acting in this weird behavior, it reminds me of like when I used to have crushes on girls because I didn't know what to do either. So I absolutely do believe that Victor has a crush on Julie and he's just not sure. He doesn't know how to express it properly. Yo, oh my gosh, there's still 200 people here. All right. He said this ain't no level 2. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, let me yeah, I thought this one was weak. All right, let me do I have a better level 2 for you? I have a level 3. I could go to level 3. This one's like a level 5 or a level 10. All right. Okay. I'm gonna do 2 more images because I'm gonna do 2 more images. Oh, I do have a Kenny pick. That one's not really that. Y'all gonna get mad at me like I got mad about the Ellis one. Oh, this is on the wrong screen. I can't even see that, right? All right. Let me bring that over. Say no level 2. Share screen. I think this one is telling a lot. If y'all don't think this is a level 3. Yeah. Motown, all I hear is, you are not the father. Oh. You're welcome. Oh my gosh, Glue Guns, you are funny. You are very funny. Yo, you got that dark humor I like. I'm not zooming in. Not no. Am I? Who is that? It don't even matter because you're not gonna see it. It's an NPC, right? I'm not answering any questions. I'm not answering a single question. I'm gonna give you one more image and then I'm gonna go. because I know my wife is going to have my head for being live for some 3-4 hours. But yeah, I appreciate all of you who were able to give me the Patreon. I could at least show this to my wife and be like, hey, I buy her some flowers, make it up to her. What else we got? I like all the questions y'all asking. Y'all asking some solid questions. I'm not answering a single one of them. And I'm going to leave y'all with one more photo, and then I'm going to go. I'm not doing the 10. I'm not doing the 10. I'm going to do the 4. I'm going to do the 4, but I'm not going to do the 10. Tiptoe? Shh. Shh. Tiptoe? Shh. Y'all ready for the 4? Or do y'all want me to keep this up? Drop the 10 in my DMs. Oh, Nalia. Oh my goodness. All right. Y'all ready? Okay. Y'all ready for the next one? All right. Let me get the next one up. I'm gonna close this one out because I think this is a good one, honestly. Especially because where people remember where he was when we last saw him. I guess this is more so of a 4 for me. I don't think y'all will really react to this one as a 4. So let me switch and let me give you a solid 4. I think this is a really solid 4. Yeah, there's going to be a lack of context here. So I'm going to warn y'all. I'm not going to tell you what is going on. But you can guess. Y'all ready? Obi-Wan said we about to rewatch episode 5. I gotta rewatch. I'm rewatching it because I'm editing it. I'm editing it now. I gotta rewatch 6, and then maybe in a week or so I'll finally break down and watch 7. Tiptoe. I mentioned this earlier. I'm a critic. So as a member of the press, critic groups, I get to have access. Hold on. Mom is not in frame. Make sure y'all see her there. She's with me every live. I get to have access to films and television and stuff before they really. Tomorrow. I'm gonna go see Smile 2. Tomorrow I'm gonna go see Smile 2. So I'm going to see that before it comes out. So yeah, that's why I get to get these episodes earlier than others. It's because I am a critic, in addition to being a YouTuber. I am the senior editor and owner of the movieblog.com. It's a 20-year-old website where we devote our time to writing film and television reviews. The reason why I'm Anthony at the movie blog, and this ain't just Anthony's movie reviews, is because there's a lot of other critics behind me. I have like E-Man from E-Man's Reviews. All of you guys who watch, E-Man works with me on the movie blog, right? Like whenever he gets these opportunities, same as I do, because he's also a film critic. And that's why me and E-Man is so close. He works with me on the movie blog. He's been a writer on the movie blog for like, geez, it's got to be like 6-7 years now. He and I have been working together. I've been working with E-Mans from when he had like 6,000 followers, and he and I worked on helping his channel grow. I helped him with the recast T'Challa thing. He said one time, if he's the author of recast T'Challa, I was the editor. Yeah, me and E-Man worked together for a long time. I have Shah Shahid, who's a wonderful writer out of Canada. I have Connie Wilson, who is an author and writer for the movie blog. I have Paula. What's Paula's last name? Thompson. She's a former New York Times writer, and she writes and contributes for the movie blog. I have John Smithstad out of Seattle, who also contributes for the movie blog. I have Caillou Pettis, who is a film author and book author and film critic who also writes for the movie blog. There's a few of us. So even though I'm the main face you see on the channel, it's mostly because they're shy. But if I ever get the opportunity to have them on the channel more, I will. But for the most time, I think you guys enjoy having me, right? Maybe I'll be like Anthony's movie blog one day. I don't know. But yeah, you guys notice I'm not answering any questions about what is going on in this photo. I'm dead. I'm dead. Yo, I'm dead. I can't wait for Gladiator 2. Me too, Brian. I'm hoping to see if I could interview Denzel or Pedro for that. I've been blessed. I've interviewed some incredible people. I know a lot of you who check out the YouTube channel, mostly go straight to the From stuff. But I would recommend, if you can, take a few moments one day when you go to the channel, click on the interviews, right? You'll see that I've had the privilege to interview some of the bigger names in film and television. I just recently interviewed the directors of this movie, Caddo Lake. I think you guys would like Caddo Lake because it touches on the type of mystery stuff that we like with From. I had the opportunity to interview Charlie Vickers, who plays Sauron on The Rings of Powers, Benjamin Walker and Robert Aramayo, who play Elrond and Gil-galad. I was able to speak with Cynthia Adai Robinson, who plays Midiel. I was out of town, but I was supposed to cover the Penguin red carpet premiere, but my brother, who also helps me on the movie blog, Lamar, was able to go and interview Colin Farrell, and who plays the Penguin, and Kristen Milioti, who plays I can't remember her name. She's like my favorite character on the show, Sophia Falcone. And I also interview a lot of Bollywood actors. So Bollywood actually took notice of me and reached out to me and was like, could I start providing more coverage of their stuff? So I get the privilege of also interviewing a lot of good big name Bollywood actors like Rahul Bose, Kritika Kamra, Raghav Juyal, Lakshya. I also speak with South African actors and directors because I just have an affinity for South Africa. So Kaiser Magobu is a person. And I also got to speak with Pega Ghaffori when she wasn't talking about From. She had an amazing movie that came out called One Must Wash Eyes. And her team reached out to me to help discuss that film as well. So if you guys ever comment, if you guys ever have an opportunity, Coleman Domingo, the Bob Marley director, Ronaldo Marcus Green. I've spoken with so many people. Foundation is probably one of my proudest interviews because I was able to speak with the director and showrunner. His name is David Goyer. He wrote the Christopher Nolan Batman movies and a bunch of other stuff. But Foundation was something that he was the showrunner for, and I was given the incredible opportunity to speak with him for like 30 minutes about that show. So for anyone who's a fan of that show, I definitely recommend taking some time to just check out some of the interviews that I've been able to hold. And I want to give a quick thank you, David. Thank you, David. Look, I appreciate it. You definitely didn't have to give me that. Sending me something on Cash App. I really appreciate it. Thank you for that. Look, I love you for that. Thank you, my guy. But let's see who else we got. When does Foundation come back? Feeling like it's been ages. That's because of the strikes. They were filming. Yeah, my wife is going to get me about dinner being cold. They were filming. The strike stopped them. It should be coming back in the spring. But I think that is everything. When is the new season coming out? To find Silo. Yeah, Silo comes back next month. So I have the whole season of Silo. So I have season 2. I was able to interview Common, so I was able to talk to him and promotion of it ahead of time. I have season 2 now, so I'm probably going to take some time to try to watch it. I don't know if I could, if I have the bandwidth, like if From ends at a good time, maybe I'll start doing breakdowns on Silo. But we'll see. We'll see. Silo was dope. Yeah, Silo was dope. I was waiting for it to get a season 2 before I covered it. When does Severance oh man, yeah, picking my brain. Severance comes back next year. I don't even know if y'all realize what shirt I'm wearing, but this is like I'm heavy into Apple. I'm heavy into Apple. The movie blocks. Nalia, yeah, Nalia. Yeah, you like Silo? Let me know. Let me know. Teacup. So I'm aware of Teacup, and I don't have Teacup. I probably do, but my login for my screener access to Peacock expired. I emailed them and asked them to reset it so I could start seeing what everything that's going on. But I want to like it feels like it's too similar to From for me to be able to cover 2 shows that are that similar. I had this issue before when I was trying to cover season 1 of Rings of Power and season 1 of House of the Dragon. I was like, nah, man, I can't. That's too. The fantasy is just. I can't do it. I can't. My brain can't cover 2 fantasies like that at the same time. So I want to see what Teacup is about. I'm happy to talk about it on the lives, but I don't think I'm gonna do breakdowns on it unless I have time. Did you read the note? Did I read the note? Can I buy episodes off you? If so, David, no. I'm sorry, my brother. I can't do that. I can't do that because here's the thing. It's not worth it. But I respect you for shooting your shot. I respect you for shooting your shot. But I think that's everything. Teacup is pretty good. All right, I'm gonna try to catch it, but this week is rough for me. Like I have to watch. I have to finish watching Smile 1, then I gotta watch Smile 2. I gotta write a review for Smile 2, and I want to finish my episode 5 deep dive before this weekend because I'm going to be at Comic-Con. So this week deep dive is going to be a little bit shorter, probably around 15 minutes, unfortunately, but I'm gonna get back to the regular length right after. Teacup is on Peacock. It's on Peacock. So it's a show that people are saying is similar to From in that it's a horror show where people aren't really sure is what's going on. But I'm definitely going to check it out. Glue Guns and Roses. Let me know if you check it out too, because we can start talking about that during the lives. But thank you all. Look, this live has been going on way too long. I appreciate all of you for sticking around for as long as you did. Bad internet and all. I'm definitely going to check you all again next week, and we're going to do this again. I'm going to be a year older, and again, for those of you who are going to be at New York Comic Con, I'm going to see y'all there. Anime and Food Festival, I think that's on the 25th. I'm going to see y'all there. But thank you all. Love you all for coming through and showing support. You just watched Caddo Lake? Yes. I recommend that you watch this review I did with New Blurred Order, because it took all 5 of us to like really catch all the details of what was going on. I ended up drawing a chart. It's really cool. I definitely recommend that you guys check out that deep dive. But thank you all. I appreciate it. I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all again next week. Peace.